What?
It's fine. I just had to click go live on YouTube. We're
We'll just
live now,
redo it.
baby. We're
We'll just
live
Yeah,
now.
look at that.
We're live. We're live, baby. All right, all right.
I wish
So
you could
Slow
redo.
clap.
I wish you could
look,
like
this has
put
been
in
a
what just
long
happened.
process. This has been a long process.
Yep, I see us now. I
see
see us
it?
now.
Okay, so
Oh, there it is. Look at that. Look at
Yep,
that.
I can see it.
yeah,
We are
yeah,
live.
we
We
are
are live
live.
right now.
Cool.
great, great. So as I did an intro already, I'll do it again. This is our first ever last week this week live stream where
Oh man.
we are just gonna be a little more relaxed, talk about some cool topics like we always do.
Like we always do.
Yeah, but just in a much more relaxed setting. But we also want to have guests on these things every month. And our first guest of the live stream is my best friend Manny King.
Manny,
I was
round
saying
of
Thank you
applause
very
for
much.
Manny.
that
Round two.
I've known this man my entire life and his entire life,
That is wild.
and yeah, we talk about all the things we usually talk about on here all the time. So yeah, perfect first guest, I think.
Thank you.
Yeah, actually, and we've never actually had Manny on. We
Not
had
once.
Jared on. I think
We had him
he
on
was-
twice. Yep.
We had Jared on twice. So
Twice?
We did.
Yeah.
Yep. Early on when we were recording out of my old place.
yeah,
I think I was in talks, but we
Yeah.
couldn't find like an
Yeah.
idea,
yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it just kind of got pushed to the wayside.
You weren't seeing nearly as many movies as you are now.
I
That's
wasn't,
true.
man.
Yeah.
I was not.
That's true. Manny. Actually, it's
Turn into
crazy.
the cinephile over here.
Manny, it was me who got on Letterboxd, and then Manny got on pretty
Yeah.
soon after, and then it took you and Ryan forever to get on Letterboxd. It would seem.
I
And
literally,
now-
he's
now-
on there now, right?
Yeah, I know. I followed him, and
Yeah,
he's watched
yeah.
like
Almost 500.
450, almost 500.
Yeah, I'm at
movies.
$4.99 right now. Yeah,
That's
One
crazy.
more until I hit 5. Yeah, but I'm sure. I mean, like I feel like for all of our lists, there's always gonna be something we haven't like seen, like something we haven't like checked the box on.
Yeah.
Because there's
Yeah.
just so many movies.
There's so
out
many
there.
movies that you have to catch
Right.
up on or like
Right.
document.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that could be fun too later on if we want to like
Go
do
through
something with Letterboxd and
Letterboxds.
kind of roast each other if we want.
That'd be cool.
That's what
Yeah.
That's what we were doing to. Ian was doing that to me. He was like,
I did. Dude, here's the thing. Like I had
Made
to
me
bring up
change my-
your
my
4-star for
Letterboxd.
Joker. I couldn't let it stand.
You wait. I haven't seen it yet. So
He
you
put
got
4 stars for Joker 2. Yeah.
Okay, as I really want to.
changed
I
it.
haven't seen it, so,
I
but like,
changed it
what did you change it to?
3.5. Because
Okay.
I have it at a
because-
2.
What else did
Yeah.
you had something at half a star? Was it?
I have a
I
couple
know you
names
had.
at half a star.
Well, Ian, you did. It was like you had Rise of Skywalker, and then there's something else that was half a star.
Quantumania.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's. Yep.
Yeah, I put that at half a
Yeah.
star. Too. That was
think
one of the first times I did that. I was like,
Yeah.
They deserve it.
it was so bad, man. You know, it's rough. I'll talk to my dad's side or like my dad and my stepmom about it, and they just like they don't see a difference in quality between other movies. And I'll break
Other
it
than
down.
Quantumania.
Like yeah, compared to other Marvel movies, and I'm just like I'll break it down. I'm like, this is why this was bad, or this is why this wasn't good, and they're like, well, it's just like it's a Disney movie, it's Marvel, and I'm
I
like,
remember what your dad was texting you about Quantumania.
I'm surprised you remember.
He was.
Yeah, I don't remember.
He was defending it.
Oh
He
yeah,
was-
yeah, it's normal, and I'm just like,
hard defending Quantumania, and I was like, whoa, what is this man on? Because
it's so rough.
that is-
People like I've heard the opinion that it's just like Quantumania is just fun. Like just have some fun once in a while. And I'm like, all right, dude. All right.
It
That's
makes
the-
me so mad.
that's the same attitude when I was telling you about one of my girlfriend's students telling me,
Yeah.
oh,
He's one of those guys.
he's one of those when I was getting. Have you, Manny? Have you seen Agatha All Along? Have you been watching?
I haven't.
He's not a TV show guy.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not really a show. It's tough for me, except
Okay.
Sopranos, I guess.
Do you know what's
20-year-old
happened
show.
at all in that show?
Ian's filled me in a little bit, but he hasn't told me like you know, not like I just say
I
no.
just I basically like I had been telling him some spoilers, but like this last episode was so good. I was like, I don't
Yeah.
know if I want to keep telling you spoilers because it was
Mhm.
that good, you know.
That's fair.
Um,
Yeah, I heard someone was telling me it's pretty good.
It's really, really fuck.
One of Chris's friends.
Yeah.
like there are moments that are, yeah, like on par with Loki. I think.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I would say that this new episode might beat any episode of Loki's. The newest Agatha All Along
Genuinely,
episode.
what's crazy is that I could see it being like my favorite Marvel television episode of all time.
I could say that too, potentially.
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 Better than WandaVision? Anything WandaVision had
Well,
to
that's
offer?
why I need to watch WandaVision again before I say that.
Watching WandaVision every episode was like,
Sweat.
Oh, I feel
oh
ya,
my,
I feel
I,
ya.
I was so. I remember
Yeah.
the episode when they had like the other family in for dinner, and like
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
first
yeah.
episode.
The first
Yeah.
episode.
was that the first episode?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh my goodness, that was like
Yeah.
so.
That
and
was
then
a
it just-
great one,
And then it
yeah.
just ends, and you're like, I need more.
Marvel's first TV series. They did that.
It was
First
and
episode.
They, and they
good.
did 2 episodes at first. Same thing with this one, I think.
Yeah, you're right. They did
Yeah.
do two.
And we get the final 2 episodes tomorrow.
Wait, they drop at the same time?
Yeah.
What? That kind of bums me out.
I
But,
mean,
all right.
I mean, I'm kind of down for it. Like a whole hour almost of Agatha.
How
Why are
long
2
is
episodes
the,
only an hour?
Maybe 45 minutes. I don't know.
how
Only
long's the first
for
season?
I don't know.
It's
I
nine
haven't
ep-
looked-
it's nine-
I
it's a
haven't
9
looked at
episode total
I haven't
season.
looked at the runtime.
But like if 2 episodes combine for less than an hour, that's disappointing.
Yeah, that's a little. That's you're getting shorthanded a little bit.
Like Penguin's giving us an hour episode every
No,
single week.
I mean, you know how I feel. Like they should be doing much more than just giving us like 30-minute, 25-minute episodes. You know.
Yeah, yeah. They should.
So.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But if you've been watching Penguin though, right, Manny?
no.
I.
Oh my
Ian said-
God!
I
What?
like how Ian was like, no.
I already
no.
know. I
He already,
know.
yeah, he knew. And it's fun.
When
Like,
I, when I
don't
thought
lie
you said
about
like he's not a TV guy. When you said he's not a TV guy, I was
I
like,
just-
oh, he's not a Marvel TV
I
guy.
love
You're
that.
just
He's-
not
no.
a TV.
He's not a
guy.
TV guy at all.
I'm not.
my
You know what's
God.
funny? You know what's really funny about this? When I lived with Ian, I gave him my big TV to put in the living room,
Yep.
and I put his TV in my room. I stayed there for a year. I probably cut that TV on no more than 2 times. Twice.
Three times.
Yeah. I was just like, I got my phone, man.
He
Like
just,
I just
well that yeah he
You're
would yeah
watching
right.
shows
No,
on your
well, he
phone?
watches YouTube like before he goes to bed he'll like
Yeah.
just pull it up on his phone and just like watch YouTube.
I literally just hit like a side lay and just like watch YouTube, and then I'm
And
just
then
like,
you-
But I'm
then
like
go to-
you
and
have
go
a
to bed,
TV,
right?
Like
What'd you say?
use your
Well,
TV.
do you like fall asleep watching your phone? Is that what you do?
no, I
Oh.
don't. I
Oh,
don't.
So you
I don't-
have the TV, you lay down, you watch stuff on your phone, and then you go to bed.
Yeah. I
But,
don't
like-
use my
Yourself a
TV at all.
little
But you
one.
could have watched like YouTube on the TV. But you would
I
watch it
could.
on the phone.
Yeah, I could.
I mean, okay.
I like the convenience. You know, it's all right here.
Well, no,
you know?
I agree to a certain extent because like sometimes I like having like the screen like right next to me. Like
Yeah.
I'll have my laptop open and I'll watch YouTube on it.
Mm-hmm.
But like I could watch YouTube on the TV, but it's like right there. So I kind of get it.
And not only that, but like,
I don't.
I'm not gonna say I just. he would roast me every single time, and I'm just like,
Every
I got
time.
it. Everything I got is all right
You
here,
got a
man.
beautiful big screen right there.
Yeah,
and you're just like, nah. Let
yeah.
me watch my 8-inch phone.
There's some. It's just like I think I like generally the stuff I like is on YouTube a lot. Like I watch a lot of UFC related stuff. I
Yeah.
watched a lot of video essays, and like
Yeah.
YouTube has a lot of that stuff. And
Yeah.
as I've grown older, I've become a lot more particular with certain TV shows.
That's fair.
Like, I'm
Well,
not
What shows are you particular about? Like, what do you watch?
right now. I'm watching Sopranos. It's taken me since January to finish. That has a lot to do with me being in Fire Academy because it took up a lot of my time.
Yeah.
And then I'm rewatching Naruto with Tanya right now. So, but
Mm.
yeah, it's just like I don't really know how to explain it. It has to feel very authentic, I guess. and like Sopranos just feels. I also like
Well,
older
the
shows.
Penguin, pretty authentic, I would say.
I could get
I
into
think
that.
Manny, you'll love the Penguin. Like
Yeah,
you love the Batman, and
yeah.
it's like it's in line with Sopranos. It really is.
Yeah.
So,
Really?
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
You'll love it.
I'll give it
You'll
another try
absolutely love
then.
it. Every week, I'm like, holy fuck, we got
You really?
more. Like,
Don't
Yeah.
say anything about the new episode because I have not gotten to see it.
no, it's really
I didn't.
good. It's really good.
Zach, did I tell you my opinion on the first episode?
Of the
Oh
Penguin?
yeah,
Yeah.
we all watched. Yeah, you, me, and Jared watched it together.
Okay, what's your opinion?
So, and it's weird if I'm like easily, if something turns me off like from the first episode or like a couple episodes and it's like kind of jarring, it kind of just dissuades me a little bit. But what got me was the side character that he recruited that was trying to break into his car.
You know what's crazy, Manny, is that he is like one of the most prominent points of episode 3, and that's probably my favorite episode of the show.
So good.
Okay.
Like the character comes around hard, and you're
Okay.
like, I'm fully in. Like
So I
I
should
love
just
that
push
guy
through.
for sure, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Well, what do you not like about Victor?
I only saw the first episode. Keep that in mind. It's
Right,
just
right.
that. But what I
Because
did.
Ian didn't like Victor at first either.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I felt like the entire plot of the first episode could have been done without him. And he just kind of felt like kind of pointless. Like him, it seems very unlike the Penguin to just recruit this random kid off the street who was trying to break into his car and then suddenly place more trust in them. And he's saying things like, "You've got a lot of promise" or whatever, and it's like,
You'll come
don't
to
know
know
anything
why
about
those
him.
things are. You'll come to know
okay.
why he believes those things.
okay, because
Yeah.
at the first I'm like, it's like taking the metro and seeing a random person. You're like, you have a lot of promise. Like you don't know anything about me. Like it was just really random, you know. And I know I
Yeah.
see you holding things back, Zach. So
Yeah.
I appreciate
No,
it.
because like it's
Yeah,
I don't know,
I'm sure there's more.
it's not even spoilery. Like what I want to say, I don't know. Like, is this spoilery, Zach, to like say, gosh, I don't even know how to.
say the spoiler.
It's
Say you're
not.
about to
It's
say?
not because it's like
If it's not plot related,
it. I would just say that like Oz is a very similar person to Vic, and I think that's why he likes him.
does him being similar? Does it make sense for him to have seen those similarities in the brief encounter
Yes.
you had with him in the first episode?
Yes,
Okay.
there's two big ones. I think.
Okay, then I can get behind that more then.
Yeah, yeah.
I can get
I
behind that
definitely think you should give it another try.
I speaking of DC, I have a question, Manny.
Mm-hmm.
You see the Superman picture with crypto?
Have I?
Wow, you haven't? Are you
have
that
I?
chronically
Goodness.
offline?
I'm online a lot, which is funny. It's just I follow like a couple of things unless it shows up on my let me pull it up here on my
Which is pretty big.
my For You page. I think I have seen it, to be honest. It's weird, like certain things stick in my brain and then other things I'm like,
It's my background on my phone right now.
is it really?
Uh-huh.
What should I look up? Oh my god, that's bright.
Just look up Superman and crypto.
I'll say when I first
Oh,
looked at
I have
it,
seen this. Yeah.
Okay. All right, what's your thoughts?
I'll say this. I love the cape.
It's a nice cape.
I know
beautiful
we've seen
cape.
it before, so that's not like the point.
Yeah.
Crypto, it's like I'm not gonna be like it's just a dog, so we'll see. But that's kind of my feeling, you know. Like
Sure.
it could have, if I'm being honest, it could have been any breed of dog, and I would have been excited just to see him.
I think I don't know. I feel like it's just like the way the picture is like composed, and
Are they
I
on the
don't know.
moon?
There's something. Yeah, they're on the moon looking at Earth.
That's cool.
You're right. I don't know. There's just something. I don't know. Like kind of like it's heartwarming, but also kind of like melancholic in a sense. And I don't know.
Yeah.
It's very neat. I like it a lot.
The one thing I don't like, and I've discussed this with Ian, is I don't like the insignia as much as previous iterations.
That's fair.
I don't like how the S kind of blends in with the border.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Just get over it, all right?
He's like, it's great, man. It's great.
It is great. All right?
It's not bad. It's
It's
you
not
know,
bad.
Yeah.
My thing is like I'm
Just
still
get
not
over
like in love with it because it does have a bit of a
Ugh.
and this feels weird, but
Let me
like
look at my favorite
but
Superman.
it kind of looks like it just kind of has like a bit of a cartoony like flavor to it,
It does.
which maybe when we watch the movie it'll feel a bit more like it'll fit in because like when you look at Guy Gardner and how he looks and you look at
Look at that
Hawk
S.
Girl uh like it's definitely a very like animated and colorful and unique like kind of design that they're going for and I'm still curious as to why he's got all the like the I don't know what you call
It's
it
like
but
patchwork almost.
Yeah.
yeah like
It could just
Yeah.
be simplistic design. It may not be something unique to him.
yeah but it's just like interesting when I mean I think I definitely like it better than like
Don't say it.
no.
Okay.
I mean I love the Henry Cavill
Okay. Who?
no but
He's my favorite Superman. I'm gonna be honest.
I like it better
Hey, Manny,
than
I'll say it.
the Superman Returns,
Alright, so this is just me
logo.
and you, Zach. Ian's not here.
You like
Oh,
it
okay.
better than the Man of Steel S?
I
hate
do.
You. I hate you so
Oof.
much.
That's-
You're an awful human being. That just hurts.
Look, here's the thing. The only reason Manny likes Superman in general is because of Man of Steel. He doesn't give a fuck about anything
I
else.
don't. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, you're right.
I can break this down for you, Zach, too, because I'm not a Superman fan. Before Man of Steel, I did not like him at all. And if I read the comics, maybe I'd like him more. But in terms of like media presentation, he's just kind of like this invincible man, you know?
no, I feel like that's what a lot of people have an issue with, and I think
And I'm not a comic reader, so I know a lot of
Yeah.
comic readers would probably disagree.
well, it doesn't even matter because you should still be able to make like live action stuff about Superman and it be interesting. And I think the interesting part about him when done really well is like, yeah, he is invincible. And when he has to overcome things like being Clark Kent and dealing with a relationship and I guess things that even his superpowers can't exactly like fix is when you kind of like get to know like who he is as a person and he still like kind of triumphs and
Yeah.
there's stories like that which makes you like him and he could always kind of do the wrong thing at any point but he doesn't and I would definitely if you are interested you don't have to read the old comics because I can't vouch for them because I haven't read them but if you read All-Star Superman
All-Star.
that is a fantastic Superman story. And I think it's kind of weird, but it's also like, I think one of the best Superman stories I've ever read.
Superman.
It's also what James Gunn's pulling a lot of inspiration from.
Yeah.
That's funny because I looked it up and I saw the picture that James Gunn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's neat.
It's it's got like weird stuff like it shows him like having the Fortress of Solitude and he's got all these trophies. It's like how the old Bat Cave used to be where it has like a T-Rex and stuff and you're like this is weird but they kind of like play into it and it's good. I would recommend it. I think it's really good.
I'll check it out. Because what my favorite thing about that iteration is that I feel like a lot of Superman fans say generally he's a lot weaker. But I like that well, I can't really speak on that because I have not seen a lot of iterations. But I like how down to earth he feels, and that he doesn't win all the time in that movie. Like he has a lot of losses, and
And
it
Man
makes
of Steel.
yeah, and it makes the wins feel a lot more earned.
Yeah.
It's
That's fair.
yeah, it's so nice. Like he gets beat up by what's it called? His General Zod's henchman essentially.
Yeah.
And it's like that's rough, but it makes sense because he's just not accustomed to fighting people on that level. And it's just
Yeah.
it's really nice seeing that.
I think there's just like a few key things in Man of Steel that just don't feel very like Superman for me, which is like the treatment of Pa Kent. I think is a big one.
What?
You don't believe? Okay, here you don't have a problem with him saying, "Yeah, maybe you should have let those kids die." Like
Because
You mentioned that a lot.
I don't know, Doug.
I get
don't
it.
know, Doug. Like,
because he believed in his heart that the world was not ready for him, and he felt like he shouldn't intervene because he will never be accepted, and that was the fault of his character. But it was to show the juxtaposition between his biological dad and then his Earth dad, and there was more to like Pa Kent than just like maybe you should have let those kids die. And
but his whole
let me get sucked up by the
personality felt like it
tornado
was
and-
like
Suppressing
it was
him?
worried. It was no, but it was worried about like Clark being revealed. Like that was like his entire personality in that movie to me.
Yeah.
And I feel like it just shouldn't have been all that.
I understand that. I don't. The way I think he's probably his perspective on Superman is that he is something that defies the law of nature of Earth, considering
Yeah.
he's an alien.
Uh-huh.
And similar to how it's kind of known that like if nature is happening in nature, you know, if you see like this animal eating this animal, right? It's like you don't interfere. It's like it's cold, but that's the nature of life. That's a life cycle. And I like to assume that his perspective was that if you're here on this planet, the world might not be ready for something that defies everything we've ever known. And if you're interfering with something that is of natural causes that can happen, although being cold, it shouldn't happen, if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
it's a little bit regressive, but I can't fault you for thinking that. Yeah, and I do think he was a little one-sided in that aspect. He was written a little.
Like I do like that we
Yeah.
get more of Pa Kent than like in Christopher Reeve's Superman movie.
Right.
Even though I would prefer that Pa Kent, like he dies pretty quickly in that movie. And here
Never
we
seen
get.
those.
Yeah, you should, man.
Never
They're a couple of really good movies.
Really?
Absolutely. Yeah. I think
Ian's
I think
favorite is the last. It's the fourth one.
I'm assuming that one's dog shit.
3 and 4 are both dog shit. Yeah.
I was saying-
Yeah.
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 It's
I
widely
personally
known to be,
never
like,
watched
one of the worst
the fourth
movies
one.
of all time.
Yeah. Even the
Like,
third one I've watched, and it's so bad. It's so bad, dude.
Wow.
Like, who's the comedian in that third movie? Do you remember?
The comedian?
Yeah, he plays the villain.
Richard Pryor.
Yeah. He's like so much of that movie. Like, for some reason they were like, "Oh, Richard Pryor's really popular. Let's just make him like over half the fucking movie." And it's just like, what are we doing? Like, this wasn't ever Man of Steel.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
like
man.
the equivalent of like back in his heyday, like, hey, Kevin Hart's really popular. Let's throw him in the Batman movie.
Could you imagine? Like
Kevin
let's
Hart.
say two like Robert Pattinson Batman movies come out. They're both
Like-
amazing. And then the third they put Kevin Hart as the villain. I would be so upset. Everyone would be so upset.
They'd put The Rock in there, and it'd be like,
You're right.
it'd be The Rock.
But maybe The Rock will surprise us with the smashing machine,
I-
huh? I mean, no?
I saw a screenshot of like DC almost like a year or two ago with what they were presenting as like the future of DC,
Yeah,
and in showing The Rock as Black Adam right in the middle
In center,
of,
yeah,
of in the
front center.
center of the DC logo. I'm like, wow, this couldn't have aged worse. Like
Oh wow, yeah.
that
He
was
had
what they were
really-
like
yeah.
what was it, the what did he say, the power dynamic of the DC universe is
the balance of power in
Yeah.
the DC universe is shifting or it's changing.
Yeah.
I
That
don't
movie
know.
received the same treatment that what was the X-Men movie called? Same treatment that movie called.
the
I
X
got.
movie Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, because it came out after the acquisition, so it was clear that the universe wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah, but I think even that's the thing. Like when that was happening, I feel like everyone was like, "Oh, there's no point to watching these movies because because it's not going to lead to anything. But like we used to watch movies
Just to enjoy them.
just to enjoy them.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, "Well, if it's not going anywhere, like I don't want to see it." And I'm
you
like,
know what's
That
funny
is a neat
that
take, though. That's
I did
interesting.
watch 3 of those 4 movies that came out after the acquisition, and
Because like The Flash was a good movie. Like I enjoyed
The
that
Flash was a good movie, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But
I know a lot of
to
people
be
would
fair,
probably like.
you know,
I
they
thought it
would
was
heavily
okay.
disagree with us.
I thought it was okay.
But here's the thing. They they also put out Aquaman at the end of that year, and I
I
still
mean,
have not seen it. I
have
still have
seen
not
that
seen
movie.
it.
I
Right.
have not seen.
I mean, Dark Phoenix, it wasn't good. That didn't
But I
help
saw.
it.
Yeah.
No.
It was.
no.
I remember watching like 45 minutes, and I was like, I just can't do
I'm
it.
so glad you only did that because it's the
It
whole
got
movie's
worse.
just it's terrible. It's so
I
bad.
got to a scene where they're like, she's like in the middle of a road or something, and she's like flipping a car or just something, and I was like, this is just so bad. I
Yeah,
couldn't
well,
do
it's
it.
just it's the problem with the movie is the alien subplot where you just have
Wait,
like
do they actually like with the Dark Phoenix movie? Because I never saw it. Like, do they actually include like the alien aspect of the Dark Phoenix,
okay,
or like
well,
include
so
any of the Shi'ar or anything?
I don't remember what the aliens are called, but basically at the beginning of the movie, like the X-Men are in space and there's like this like the Phoenix Force is like in space and it like goes through Jean Grey.
Wait, why are they in
and-
space?
I don't even remember to be honest. But basically the aliens
Wait,
are
why are they
like
in space?
the aliens need whatever this force was, and so they track her down to Earth and like are trying to get it the whole movie.
They're trying to get Jean Grey.
They're trying to get the Phoenix
energy?
Force from Jean Grey.
Wait, oh, the aliens are trying to get it from Jean Grey.
Yes.
Oh, were they the Shi'ar?
I don't remember, but
Okay,
like
well, that's typically what it is in the comics.
It might have been. I doubt they'd steer
I think
that far.
I think
from
the biggest problem is that
Well,
in
I mean-
Apocalypse they clearly like showed her having the Phoenix Force already. Don't you remember at the end of the movie she like
Yeah.
goes full.
I never watched Apocalypse.
You never watched Apocalypse? I'm so
heard it-
happy for you, dude. It's
I-
bad. It's bad. It's yeah.
And
It's bad.
I heard it was
Yeah.
bad, and I was like, well,
bad.
I really love Days of Future Past. I really don't want to, you
Sure.
know, I don't know.
Good
Didn't-
for you, man. Good for you.
I always mix the two up, and I don't know why, because they don't look anywhere alike. But who played Apocalypse? What's his name?
Oscar,
It's Oscar
Isaac.
Isaac.
Thank you. I always mix him and Pedro Pascal up so much. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, they
And-
both have like curly hair, and
They
like,
have very
It's like one's the older version. Like Pedro
yeah, they have
Pascal's
very
the older version of
distinct
Oscar
faces
Isaac.
to me.
Yeah.
you know what's crazy? I think they're probably around the same age.
No, I gotta look that
I-
up.
All right, you look it up because. Well,
Actually,
like,
My
they
guess
bo-
is that Pedro Pascal is 10 to 15 years older. That's my guess.
I think Pedro Pascal is in his late 40s,
late 40s,
and I think Oscar Isaac is like
early 50s.
early 40s.
This is pretty wild. This is
I think
really
Oscar
wild.
Isaac is
I'm
older.
right. I'm right, aren't I?
No, well, hold on.
I
So
place
what'd
my
you say?
bets?
What'd you say Oscar Isaac was?
Oscar Isaac is like early 40s.
I think he's early 50s.
You think he's older than Pedro Pascal?
Yes.
Okay, so Zach nailed it with Pedro Pascal. He's 49 years old. Oscar Isaac is 45. So
Around the same age.
very close. I mean, 4 years. I did not expect that
Damn.
for sure.
Damn.
Oscar Isaac, I feel like it was Star Wars that made him feel so young.
Young, yeah, and then he just all became Leto Atreides, and we're like, oh, he's a dad
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe
that
that's
makes
what's
sense.
That's what, I think that's why I was like, he's in his 50s.
He
just
just
left
had like
Solomon
so
do.
much gray like
He
come
did.
through
Oh,
in that
man.
movie. You know,
Dude, it's
Yeah.
so good. Okay, I don't want to get into Dune because I'll talk about it. But Zach,
I mean, I fucking love Dune. Are you kidding
I
me?
wanted
Yeah.
wanted to talk about a different movie with you because we share the same opinion. Me and you were talking about it.
Okay.
I was so upset.
I am so happy with your review, man. It made me
Of
so.
what?
The Wild Robot.
Okay.
Thank you.
I briefly read like what you would written
But
about
didn't
it.
you fall
and
asleep, Zach?
at the last like 10 minutes.
I'll accept it. I still want his review, Ian.
Well, like I think we both agreed like it was beautiful to look at. Like it was really
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah, it was.
And it's not like the story was like bad or anything. It was just like I don't know, I was watching it. I wanted to like fall in love and
Yeah,
with
yeah,
these
yeah.
characters, and like I thought that like the fox like kind of started to grow on me, and like a bright beak,
Bright
Bill.
Bright Bill. Like Bright Bill was like charming, and obviously like when he was like a cute little duckling, like that was very cute. But I just felt like
There was missing some charm. I don't know
there
what it is
there's
because they did
some
everything
yeah
right. It just
yeah
it didn't
like
Disagree.
they did everything right, but
it just
it
didn't
just
hit me the way
it
that it
missed
hit
some
other
soul.
people.
Like
Yeah,
it didn't have that
it felt a
Finding
little
Nemo
flat.
like
Yeah,
or
I
like
agree.
or Brother
Well,
Bear
yeah,
where it's
Finding
like
Nemo's still better. Yeah,
I know, but like Brother Bear, Finding
But
Nemo,
you
like
gave
Lion King, those
you
have
gave
that
Finding
charm.
Nemo, or you gave the Wild Robot like 4.5 stars.
I did.
Like
Finding Nemo's got 5. Yeah, I mean,
It's close, but it's just I'm just saying like compared to those movies that had like some soul, some real charm to those characters, this movie didn't do anything wrong. It just lacked
No.
it for me for some reason.
Here's
Yeah.
the thing. I truly fell in love with that mother-son dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the heart of the movie, and then you had like the entire island. Like they built
together.
that world around it. It showed where they were before, how they came together by the end. I also think like Pedro Pascal did an amazing job as the fox. Like I don't know
wait,
about,
that was
like,
Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't even know until I looked it up at the end of the movie, or I saw him in the credits. That's
He's
what
a
it was.
silver fox now.
Yeah, apparently.
49.
But yeah, basically, like, I don't know. I truly think like his character, like almost immediately, like once you started seeing a vulnerable side to him, I was like, oh yeah, like this guy's making me cry like already. Like I don't know. Like there's so many moments that were truly like heartfelt, beautiful. My only problems were that there was a couple of time skips that like really took you out of it for a moment. But
That's fair.
That's pretty much my only problem.
Did you see my other like review aspect of it, Zach? Like what I said, my expectations were.
What was your expectation?
Oh yeah, that's right.
So before you watched the movies, did you see any trailers?
Yeah, I did.
So I formed a very specific expectation because of the trailer. If you remember, there was no talking in the trailer. And I apologize for anyone watching this because,
yeah.
we were talking
know
about
you're
it. I mean,
yeah.
but it's like, I thought it was going to be a silent movie the entire time.
That's what I thought when I first saw the first trailer. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is
Like WALL-E.
interesting. Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like a very silent, scenic, like, up to your own interpretation, like watching this kind of narrative.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was gonna be too.
Mm-hmm.
And then when like I found out there was gonna be talking because of the well,
I found out during the movie. I was like, they're talking? It's like, when he started scanning the voices and it turned into language, I was like, what? We're doing this?
Yeah, I mean that
Yeah.
is a pretty big plot hole. Is that like the animals can talk to each other? I mean, I'll give you plot hole sense. That's like not really making sense.
Yeah,
But like,
I didn't even think
it
of that.
doesn't really bother me, to be honest.
That doesn't bother me either. I just didn't expect talking. in
yeah,
general.
because I mean like in the Lion King, it's like a warthog's talking to a muskrat, and you're like,
That's true.
you know,
Yeah.
it's
Sure,
like-
I
sure,
didn't
but I
mind
guess
that.
but there's like they put some real logic behind it, where like she's like
yeah.
analyzing
Oh.
like sound patterns that like so like obviously like they wouldn't be able to
Hear each
speak
other.
to
Right.
or, yeah
and,
right or,
and,
yeah,
and
right.
also, I mean, if you really want to break it down, like a bird is gonna sing a particular song to alert, like, "Hey, there's food here," and then a bird
Yeah.
will sing another song to be like, "There's an enemy here." But they're not
Yeah.
having like detailed conversations, like, "Hey, yeah, I saw a worm down at the ground the other day, and it reminded me of mom." Like,
Right,
it's not,
right. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's not. But,
But it's
like
it's a kids
it's
movie, and you're right.
It is not a kids movie. I'm tired of people
well,
saying
it's
like
it's
just
literally a
because
kid's
it's
book, so
but it's not a kid's movie because you can enjoy it as an adult and watch it completely like.
I
and
respect
enjoy
that
it fully,
opinion,
you know?
but its target audience
it's kids.
is
I mean,
kids,
it's,
and that's
I
why.
would argue against that because you wanted to watch it. I wanted to watch it. Other adults around me wanted
That's-
to
well,
watch
Well,
it.
here's the thing: if I didn't hear the glowing reviews of this movie, I probably wouldn't have gone to watch it. So there's that.
Even after you watch the trailer.
I didn't really watch the trailers.
Yes,
I would no, genuinely, Zach. I went into this movie blind. Like I don't
remember,
remember
yeah,
a single
he-
But I
trailer.
remember you bringing up like, "Oh, a wild robot looks pretty good."
I had seen clips. Like I
But
hadn't.
It
I
was
hadn't
like
seen
when the
trailer.
first trailer came out.
Yeah, I
We
mean,
did
like
a whole thing about it.
we didn't do a discussion.
We talked about the trailer. I swear to God. I swear to God.
I'd love to
Zach, how
fact
do you
check that.
how do you feel about anime? Like, what do you think its target audience is? Specifically shonen.
Okay, you're talking. I don't know what that means
Okay,
anymore.
like Dragon Ball, Naruto, One Piece. I'm
Okay,
bringing this up
it-
just for
to-
a reason. But-
in from what I understand, in Japan, it's like it's just like one of the main forms of like storytelling and like entertainment. So like in that aspect, I would say it's for everybody. But if I had to make a generalization, like yeah, like 20-year-olds to teenagers.
Yeah, its target demographic is teenage boys, but it's like the same way with like Wild Robot. I think just because something can pan to a larger audience, I think that's something they consider when they write the movies. Similar to how like children movies there will be like dirty jokes in there that the adults only understand when they bring their kids to the movie. I think that's a plus, but I still think like the intention of the movie is to target a specific audience.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's only for that audience.
But when you say it's a kids movie, you are saying that it is for kids only. Like you're saying nobody goes like this is an adult movie. Well, some people will say this is an adult movie. Like kids should not watch it, but nobody like people are just saying this is a science fiction movie. This is a horror movie. This is a biopic.
So I mean,
Like,
maybe I'm using
I
it
mean,
loosely, but
if you look at like Paw Patrol, I would say is a kids movie. Like they're not thinking that they're going to get
yes.
adults in the theater other than because they need a kid, like they need chaperones, you know?
But here's the thing: I think you would also like, from what I hear, like you would also say like Bluey is a kids like show, but like there's a tons of adults who actually enjoy it. We stumped them.
Okay. All right. This is all right. This is what I'll say about that.
Ooh, I got a good one next.
There is definitely like a case by case basis for sure. But in the case of Bluey, you were talking about episodes that range about 5 to 7 minutes and are largely to convey a life lesson for a child to learn, like sharing or having empathy for another person or not lying.
Right.
And yes, they do have like adult jokes and there are entertaining things about Bluey. And I would agree with you, that is specifically made for a kid, and it is nice that adults can enjoy it.
Right.
But I definitely would not say, yes, in that case I would not say that Bluey is. It would be specifically for kids. Yes, you have me there.
Cool.
I was
But
gonna
I think
mention
with the Wild Robot, that's different. That is like a large scale format, and there was a lot of adult themes going on in that movie.
By the way, I don't know if we want to deal with this right now, but I'm hearing like a tad bit of an echo. I think it might be from Manny.
Really?
I think so.
Ooh, I did hear that.
I can turn mine down. Does that help?
That did help.
Yeah, I think so.
little bit.
No, I hear it still.
Oh,
From me?
what about
Yeah,
now?
I only hear it when me and Zach talk.
Is it better now?
One more time.
Hello?
Yes. Oh. It's
Test?
not.
Ugh. Yeah. It's.
What-
I mean, we can live with it. I don't want to. I don't want to take
Does-
us away
does,
from the.
Does Manny's, or
stream.
we could turn Manny's, like, are you able to turn your volume down, Manny? Might be bleeding
Like
through.
into your headset.
No, you
No,
just-
no, no,
you
not
just
your
turn the
not your
volume-
actual like the volume that's
Oh.
going into your ears.
Yes, I can. Let me do that.
Cool.
I mean, I think that sounds better, right?
I was talking a little more quiet, but did that
Yes.
fix it?
I don't
Yes.
It did.
No, you didn't.
Okay.
know. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's coming through your headphones.
Maybe it's you, Ian.
Okay. Well, how about now?
No, I'm messing with you.
I don't know. I mean, I hear it. I don't know. It's,
It's
Okay.
fine. I guess we'll live with it.
Okay. How about that?
Yes.
Yes.
It's better. It's better.
Okay.
We'll live
I
with
turned I turned down my master volume a little bit.
it. Cool. All right. Apologies, everybody. Thank you for sticking with us. I don't know. I don't remember where we last left off.
Bluey and stuff, but I was,
yeah,
we already got
yeah,
our
we
point
kinda
across.
what was the other example
Yeah,
that
you had
though?
it. You had an example you wanted.
It was gonna be Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Okay. I will say the first season I think is
got him.
very heavily targeted at kids. Would I say it's a kid's show? Probably because it's on Nickelodeon. I would also say that.
I was
But if
gonna
it's
say.
distributed through another person, like if this was like something that came out through anything other than Nickelodeon or like Cartoon Network, would you?
I think you could argue more. But
I think
still
if it came through another platform,
So
the first season is very, very
the
kiddish.
first season is very targeted towards kids, I think. But
Yeah.
there is still some really great pieces of writing and
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
so if we want to judge it off of the like body of art itself
Yeah.
and not the distributor,
Mm-hmm.
which like I guess there's an argument to be made there as to
We can
like
dismiss it for
if
the sake of
something
argument.
goes through like the distributor.
I think
but like
right. I think what's hurting it is that it's centered around kids, like kids who are pretty young. I think that in a sense you could say it's targeted for kids, or could say it's a kid show. But I think past season 1, it becomes much more. I don't want to say adult themed, but there definitely isn't like
It just feels more neutral.
there
like,
isn't
it's
that
just like
goofiness, like that
Yeah.
childhood like lightheartedness anymore. It's a little more serious.
There's no
The writing-
segments of Aang just playing. Like when he was riding the penguin, just through the thing and then
he rides a
yippee and just
penguin.
yeah.
The
in
first 3 episodes,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It's just
Huh.
it's just a lot of kid like not. I'm not gonna say playing.
But
is
like,
for
but like in
kids,
in like the 3rd or 4th episode, like he breaks down at the fact that his like his whole tribe has been murdered and he didn't know about it, and
Yeah.
and I mean that's a pretty dark like theme for a kids show.
Right. Yeah. It dabbles. I would say
It really
it
does.
changes. It focuses. It's a lot more childish with adult themes in the first season, and then
Yeah.
as it goes on, it's more adult with certain children things going on. It kind of like flips.
For sure, for sure. So yeah, it's hard for me to call that a kids show, per se, but I do
Yeah.
think it's targeted for kids.
Now, what about Family Guy? I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't think. I think that's adult
Well,
humor right there.
who do you think Seth MacFarlane?
Oh, hi.
Oh,
hi,
hey,
Kill.
Kill.
Oh, hey, Kill.
Who do you think? Oh my God.
That's fine. Let's just let him do it.
Those big eyes of yours. Oh my God.
Can he see Zach and I?
Yeah,
He's looking right at us.
he's just doing his thing right now.
I love that.
I'm just gonna let him just.
It's funny. One of our cats, when I was working on my laptop the other day and was like moving my mouse around on the screen, was literally like
Yeah.
touching the screen, like trying to grab it, and I'm like, this is
What are
cute.
you doing?
It is really cute.
By the way, Zach, did you get to see Venom?
I
haven't.
didn't.
haven't either.
I had band practice.
I'm sure my glowing
yesterday.
review really helped.
Well,
Let me look at your
I
review.
look. I want to see.
I didn't
I
put
really-
an actual review, but yeah.
I really want to see it. I plan on seeing it probably Friday, Saturday, or Sunday.
Okay.
I was
You didn't
Gotta
rate it,
s-
Ian?
yeah. What would you rate
Yeah,
it?
didn't I?
I don't know. I'm looking.
I
now.
don't know.
I'm pretty sure I did. Go to my diary. I'm
Everybody
pretty sure
on
I
social
put it
media
at,
has
I
been
put it at
like-
a
No,
1.5.
you changed the profile picture, Ian.
Oh yeah, sorry, dude.
What
So-
did you change it to?
It was so funny before.
It was Manny in a really funny like.
Oh yeah, I
pose.
remember that. Yeah. What was it now?
You gave it 1.5.
I did. Put it at worse than Joker 2.
Oh, you changed
Chris
it to
gave it a
Superman.
3. 3 stars.
What? You give what?
Chris gave it 3 stars.
Venom?
Yeah. I don't think any Venom movie is worth 3 stars.
I
You
would
know
agree.
what he said that was kind of jarring to me?
What?
I haven't seen this one, but I still think it's crazy. He said out of the 3 movies, he thinks this is the best one.
That's what I've heard from people. Some people really do believe it's the best one.
I think Venom 1, and I haven't
It-
seen the third one, is the strongest.
It could quite possibly be the worst, guys. I'm not even fronting. Like,
Well, this is how I go. Venom 1, Venom 2. I don't know.
Yeah,
Because
same.
I haven't seen it yet, but
Venom 2 was... Venom 1 was just okay.
to me, like the
Yeah, Venom
the
1 was
first two
okay.
were equally bad to me. So
To me, Venom 2 was bad. Venom 1 was just like...
I don't. I think I need to see Venom 2 again because like I know I didn't like the ending. Like I thought the whole like battle at the end was terrible. but
Yeah,
like
that was really bad.
the rest of the movie I'm forgetting, and I really remember the first movie like a lot, and like so much of that movie was bad, like a lot of it.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Yeah,
I remember us like roasting the security in the first movie, like how lackadaisical they were, and it just made no
Yeah.
sense. This like
Yeah.
they have these top secret like symbiotes in this lab, and there's like two security guards. It was pretty hilarious. Like security
Or the fact that
breaches.
or Riot, the person he takes over just stays where they are for like 6 months while the film's going on.
That's right.
You, I do like I do agree with you guys, but I'm not gonna lie. Like I went to visit somebody at the hospital recently, and
Uh-huh.
I walked in there and there was no security guard, and I was just like,
No,
well,
but this is not a hospital. This
no,
is
I
a, this
know,
is like a
but even
government
like,
lab.
But even like a hospital, and you don't
I
have
don't
any
know.
like safety protocols at all. Anybody can just walk in and go to a patient's room and do whatever.
That
Like
that is
that's
frightening. Yeah,
Yeah, a little frightening. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like,
that is very frightening.
how do we feel about aliens from the? I mean, I agree. I'm just saying, like, I'm not trying to give the movie a pass, but I guess I'm kind of giving the movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like who.
It doesn't deserve it.
Maybe
That should
maybe
be, like,
they
Area
couldn't
51
vet that
treatment.
many people because it's like they just rat about this alien. They'd just be like, "Yo,
Okay,
I've got this
besides
crazy
that-
job, dude.
Besides that,
This alien."
why does the woman who works at the lab go to somebody who doesn't work at the lab to take photos inside the lab? Like, couldn't she just
Oh,
do that
yeah.
herself?
Wait, what?
Like it.
Oh wow,
You know what
I
I'm
forgot
saying?
about that. I
Like
forgot
she
about
goes
that.
to Eddie. She works inside the lab. She goes to Eddie, and she's like, "Hey, I need you to see this stuff. I need you to take
Yeah.
photos."
I
And
forgot
when
about
she
that.
could have just like done it herself on the sly and just like taken some photos sneakily,
Well,
and
maybe
then
she-
gone to
yeah.
him, and then
Yeah.
been like, "Oh, I can break the story now." But now they both have to break in, and you're like, "Huh?"
Yeah,
It's just the
you gotta-
movie's a mess.
you got a
it's
point
so
there.
bad.
Yeah, it's not
And both the Venom versus Riot and Venom versus Carnage are just like they're again it's a mess of a fight
that-
scene. You don't know anything that's going on when they're
The
fighting.
first one was
Yeah.
it was so dark.
It was so bad.
I couldn't see what was going on at all.
But I also like I was so disappointed with Carnage because like that's not Carnage. Like that's not what I
Yeah.
think when I think of Carnage. And it was so disappointing to see that iteration on screen because I was like,
Yeah.
he just sounds like Venom, but like a bit meaner. Like I was like, okay, whatever.
I don't
Yeah.
even remember what he sounds like.
He just had a deep voice where like I guess like the only animated the only like media other than comics that I saw him in was like that animated 90s Spider-Man cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
But like he had a completely different personality than Venom and he had like this high-pitched crazy voice and he just acted like a maniac whereas like this one was like pretty much more or less the same as Venom he was a little bit meaner. That's
I
it.
think that would make a lot more sense for Cletus Cassidy to have a maniac symbiote.
Yeah, it was
I
just like
don't
a
know.
crazy
Yeah.
homicidal, and you kind of got that in the prison, but then again, like no blood, nothing.
There was no blood.
Oh, in
There
the
was no
movie, there-
blood. There was
Well,
no
I mean-
blood in that movie.
Well, when he bites Eddie, there's blood.
Okay, but when he's like impaling and like axing all these
Sure,
security
sure.
guards in the prison, like no
Yeah.
blood. But then we
Yeah.
get Craven who gets blood. Whatever.
Well, I mean, here's it. Like, Eddie bites people's. Well, not Eddie. Venom bites. Like in the trailer, you saw it for Venom 3. He bit some people's heads off. There's no blood.
That's so rough.
Yeah, I mean,
Morbius gets no blood.
that
But
was
he's a
Morbius,
vampire,
Morbius had a
dude.
slew of,
That's
of other
crazy.
problems.
That's a 1. That's a 1 star from Morbius.
That's a half a star.
That
I
movie
think you need
gets
to
saved
see-
because of the dance scene. I love that dance scene.
It.
Let me look at
It's-
your.
I think I probably gave it like 2 stars.
I
There was
haven't
another
rated it yet.
review that I saw of yours, Zach, that I was very sad about. Let me find it.
Okay.
I
Is this
was-
the segment where we're just gonna go in each other's fucking letterbox here?
Letterbox roasting.
Yeah.
That's-
Yeah, we can just make it a monthly letterbox roast. Oh, you saw this movie this month and you gave it this many stars? What the fuck, dude?
What is
okay,
wrong
let's
with you?
see. Let's see. I wish it was like
You
a,
you gave Alien Romulus like 3 stars.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not. I thought it was okay.
I love that. That movie was great.
It
What did you not like? Like what was okay about it?
Oh,
Because
that's what it was. It felt like it just it dragged on. It really did.
hmm.
After it was let's see, once they finally escaped, and it was just at this point her and the pregnant woman that then turned into like another alien, or whatever. That right before that whole thing happened, I was like, okay, the movie should be wrapping up now. And then like that whole like 30-minute thing, and I was like, this is like, it was the pacing for me.
Hmm.
Yeah, because
That was one of the most terrifying times
it
in
was.
in a movie I've ever had.
Oh yeah, it was freaky. Don't get me wrong, and it was probably more horrifying than the actual xenomorph.
Oh, but
Just this
without a
creepy
doubt,
humanoid. It
that
gave
was the
the what's it called
creepiest.
effect.
That was the scariest monster I've seen in a movie in a minute.
I would agree.
And by
There's
the
a
way,
feeling.
that is all just that like really tall basketball player from like years ago. Like that's just a guy in makeup. By the way.
Wow, that's
Wait, when you
frightening.
say tall basketball player, is that are you saying the same guy from John Wick 3, Boban Marjanovic, or
No,
somebody else?
no, no, no.
Okay.
Different. There was like this
Hmm.
teenager like years ago who like everyone was like, this kid's so tall and he plays basketball and he's like he's gonna make it. And then like his body is just so tall that it actually caused so many health problems that like he had to
Yeah.
stop basketball. But
Giganticism.
now he's like doing he's doing like this acting role as like this. You'll see when you
He
see
probably
it.
wasn't as tall as my boy Victor, though.
Victor.
Yeah,
Lebenyama.
yeah, that's my boy. Yeah.
I, yeah. I mean, I would love to explain the bit, but like our bits go so deep, it's just like
This isn't
where
a
do I
bit.
where do I even begin?
This isn't a bit.
I'll just say that Manny doesn't even like basketball.
I'm
he,
a
like, he like fronts
huge fan.
about
I don't.
liking certain people.
That's not true.
So,
I've been a huge fan for years.
yeah, okay.
Ian, who's your favorite team?
You know, I don't think this is the basketball podcast, so I don't think we're gonna. I don't
That's
think we're
fine.
gonna talk about basketball.
That's fine. I was just curious.
Yeah, yeah.
We could though, because
Last game, this game.
last game.
New pod.
We
Last
review
fight,
the
this
last
fight.
game while watching the current game.
That would be so,
That's so hectic.
So stupid and chaotic.
so
yeah.
hectic. So hectic.
Yeah, they were just watching. So yeah, last game, and just going up and down the court.
Like, oh my gosh!
God damn it! What the fuck, defense? Yeah. Like, well, anyways, as I was saying,
I don't know what review I was trying to hang you up for.
By the
Zach.
way, I haven't seen
just
it,
reaching.
but I'm surprised how low you have Monkey Man, Manny. 2.5. It looked
really
good. It
is
looked really
just
good.
And I
the
felt
fuck,
so
dude?
fake.
What the hell?
I felt so fake talking to Jared about it because like he was
He
so
loved it?
excited for it. He loved it. And I didn't really like express my distaste with it at the time because I don't like it's just like I don't know, it was just like a generic kind of John Wick style movie to me. Like I just didn't really like
There wasn't anything deeper there for you? Like, there's not, like... It feels like there is.
it had some really heartfelt moments. Like I won't spoil it, but there was a moment with his mom and like another character that was like disturbing but really like touching. It's just it doesn't outshine the general plot of it just being like this guy is just ridiculous who just kills a bunch of people and just has this like goal that he has to get to. And
Right.
like I get it if you like those kind of movies, but like to me it's just kind of like this is gonna sound so like pretentious, but it's kind of like action brain rot. I just didn't like.
Action brain
Well, okay.
rot.
Well, I mean, you would say the same thing about John Wick 3 if you haven't seen it yet.
I haven't.
It is action
Well,
brain rot because, but it's amazing. It's amazing. Like
No.
Zach. It's like a it's like a
Some
like
of
a
the
2
best
hour.
action I've ever seen in my entire life.
It is, but it's like 2 hours of straight like action.
It can be good
without
action.
a ton of story there.
Right. It's just like it's fantastic action. Monkey Man was
And
too. It's just
I love John Wick 3, but it like that is what it is. And
I can never watch John Wick 3 just on its own. Like I have to watch John Wick 2 leading into 3 because that when they all walk away and they all start looking at him and he's like running and then you can just immediately go into 3. It's like we're fucking in it. Like we're just,
Yeah.
it just
But
goes.
my argument too is that like 1 flows so well into 2 that I think it would be like amazing to go like all 3 in one day.
I mean,
think that would
I'll
be
hold
really
you
fun.
to that.
That'd be really fun.
I'll hold you to that.
It would. But like that's my problem with the fourth. Like it doesn't
The
flow.
fourth
It
has
doesn't flow,
story.
but it doesn't flow well from 3 to 4.
Does it have more story?
It has a lot
Yes.
more story.
I'd probably like it the most. I'd probably like the most.
I think you'll like the first one the most, to be honest.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I haven't seen any. It's just I need more story. You know.
Yeah, I watch Nobody.
That's why I
Nobody's
like
so
Equalizer
good.
1
They're making
so
a second
much.
one, right?
Yeah.
Equalizer
Did
was
you
so good.
Did you watch Equalizer 3?
Yeah, it was mid. It was
Even
it was,
2 wasn't like the greatest, but it was still good.
3 was the worst one. And it wasn't bad. It's just at this point I love him, but there comes a point where it's like you don't look like you could be doing this type of stuff. You know.
There's a lot of people like that, right? Like, well,
Harrison
the two that
Ford.
come to mind. Well, not even him. Was for me, it was
Let me look
like
at
the
it
most
again.
recent movie that oh man, I'm blanking on his name. Liam Neeson, that he did. The trailers for that, he's like cocking his arm back and like like slowly like bringing a haymaker. It looks so bad.
I gave it a 2.5.
Yeah, Monkey Man. Yeah.
No, Equalizer 3 I gave it 2.5.
Oh, okay.
Like
okay.
he gets shot at some point in the movie, and he's back like whooping ass in like a day or two,
Right.
and I'm just like,
You're like a 60-year-old man. You're not doing this.
right. Just like like what is
Yeah.
no limp, like he's just back to it, and it's like I
Yeah.
really do love the what was it called? Not the theme, like where they were. I can't think of the word
Okay.
for that.
Yeah. The setting. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I forget where it was. It wasn't Spain. It was. I know it was a predominantly Spanish-speaking country.
Portugal or
Something like that. Yeah, it was in Europe, but it wasn't in South America. And it was like, it was beautiful, and I loved I loved the
Spain.
setting. It's Spain this whole time. But yeah, it was beautiful, and I liked the gruesomeness. It's just like it's not believable. Nothing was new. We've seen this already. It was a weaker like he had less reason to be doing this than.
Hey Manny, you're wrong.
What was it?
It's not in a Spanish place. It's in a fictional Italian town called Altamonte.
Okay, I got Europe right.
Sure.
I got Europe.
You got the ethnicity wrong, but sure, yeah.
Yeah, similar languages, but yeah, a little different.
A little bit.
Yeah, it's fictional.
Yeah, it was in a fictional town apparently.
That's funny, huh?
I guess
That's great.
Italy didn't want them using one of their towns.
Yeah, that would.
That is crazy though that you can just make up, like if it sounds close enough to something, you can just say like,
Yeah, like Altamonte sounds real. Yeah.
yeah, and you're like, yeah, I think my aunt's gone there before. You know,
Right,
like-
right.
Yeah,
That's
it's just
why.
nothing stood out. It's like the first one is the best one because he actually he had a relationship with the woman that was in trouble. He'd see her all the time at the diner and like.
I feel bad because like I've seen both of those movies with you, but I don't remember anything about them, man.
That's fine. I mean,
I really
Equalizer
don't.
1 is the only
Too
one that I
high.
kind of remember.
I don't know. There's movies like that for me where like after a year or two since I've watched them, I just don't remember anything. Like
Lord
for a
of the
long
Rings.
time that was James Bond for me, and then for a long time that was Lord of the Rings. Like every time I would watch that, I'd be like, I got no idea what I just watched a year later.
But you got to remember what happens in Moonraker.
And what?
Yeah, no, yeah. It's a 70s James Bond movie. Actually, it might be early 80s, but where they go to space and do a space battle for James Bond. It's insane, dude. It's crazy. Yeah.
What was it? His name's Jaws. He kills people.
Is that the line?
Oh no, I remember that. No, what am I thinking?
No.
Was it who?
No.
What was the movie where one of the
Jaws?
villains had like? Is that it? With his teeth were
No,
like.
no.
Oh no. Okay, no, I know what you're talking about. That was a Daniel Craig movie, and that was Skyfall, where his mouth was really fucked up.
No, it wasn't Daniel Craig. It was an older iteration.
Oh, it could have been. It might have been. Yeah, because
Maybe.
there was a guy, like a henchman, who had like a titanium
jar or
mouth
teeth or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember there being like a silly scene where they're like fighting on
The character is Jaws.
Okay, yeah, they're
Um,
fighting on
A
oh my
trolley?
God,
A
he was in
trolley.
Moonraker,
Yeah, that's Moonraker.
but he was also in.
Yeah, he's in a couple of
Ian,
the
you were
movies.
He's only in
rewatching it.
2, but he's.
Wait, I think the two of you were rewatching it. It was at your. It was at when you.
Oh, you what? He jumped. He came in. It was
Yeah,
at your house.
Oh yeah, was it? Okay, okay.
and y'all were
Nice,
laughing
nice.
at it so much.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
he
it was
walked
amazing.
in, and he was like, "What are you watching?" And we were
You're
like,
probably coming home from
"Dude,
work,
check
man.
Yeah.
this out. It's so fucking stupid."
Zach, I remember you were making fun of it because it was like, how many women is he gonna sleep with in this movie?
He slept with like 5. There were like 5 sex scenes.
I remember that. You're like, dude, he's just a player, man.
He,
Yeah, he really
yeah,
was.
that was the movie. Because the other James Bond movie that we saw, but it was when Ian moved back, was
Oh man.
It wasn't GoldenEye. It was the
could've
rich
sworn he, like,
guy.
bit
The
the
rich. It was
strap.
like one of the best Sean Connery ones. Goldfinger. Goldfinger.
Yeah, we did
It was
watch that. You're right.
Goldfinger.
You're right. Yeah. Forgot about that.
Goldfinger.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was a really.
Way better than Moonraker.
That was probably one of the. I would say that Goldfinger movie was probably definitely better than Quantum of Solace,
Yeah, I would say better than No Time to Die.
better than Spectre, maybe better than No Time to Die. I kind of like No Time to Die.
I kind of
Actually, maybe I take that back. No Time. No, Spectre's not very good.
I think you're wrong.
I wish I've seen these.
So you're
so I
saying
could
you
get
only
my
like
pick.
2 James Bond movies?
What? No, Daniel Craig. I would
Yeah,
say that.
that's what I mean.
No, I like those. I'm just saying that. Whoa. Saying that an older James Bond movie I think is better than 2 Daniel Craig movies does not mean that I hate and think that the Daniel Craig
No,
movies
but
are
you
bad.
clearly don't like Quantum of Solace, and then you just
No,
kind
no,
of
no. I'm saying
you're like,
that
well, I don't really like Spectre.
Quantum of Solace is really like it just doesn't have a whole lot going for it, and that's like it's definitely the weakest. And I would say that Goldfinger is better than Quantum of Solace. Like it's definitely better.
It is, for sure.
You know, like there's just too much backstory with Quantum of Solace to like enjoy that. Like,
I really
right out
do
the-
hate that it's like tied so heavily to Casino Royale. Like they
Yeah.
really messed up with that.
Yeah, it's tied so much to that previous movie, and then
And then the villain's so terrible, and
Yeah,
his plot's so
it's-
bad, and
yeah,
it's just
it's
like
just-
I
yeah.
don't care. I don't.
yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. I don't know how we got to James Bond, but
How did I
Because
remember Jaws, but
you forget movies.
yeah.
Like it used to be James Bond.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then Lord of the
yeah,
Rings,
you're right.
which I have
And
no
then,
recollection of.
Yeah. You just watched that like a year or 2 ago, and you have
Yeah,
no
it's
idea.
been less
Right.
than like a year and a half maybe.
It's been a year and a half, right?
That is sad because those are some of the best movies of all time.
They blended in my mind. They blended so much, and I just Ian asked me, he was like, "Do you remember this scene? This scene?" I was like, "I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I literally only
don't
remember
remember
like
anything.
I don't remember. I literally said anything, like a tad, nothing.
It must be so. I'd love to know what your brains are like because like Lord of the Rings is ingrained in my.
It is now for me. Like Lord of the Rings is now like
I used to
pretty
watch
solid
it
in my head.
over and over and over. Like I love
Yeah.
those.
I think
love Lord of the
I think
Rings.
it
feel about
also
That's how you feel about what?
Dune.
That's how I
interesting.
also
Dune
feel
is
about Dune.
So good.
You got to read the book.
It's so good.
You got to read the book.
I honestly would. This is gonna be a hot take, but I think it trumps Star Wars. I think it just
Okay, all right,
it
hold
just
on.
shits
Hold
on
on.
it. It
I don't
Hold
think
on.
that's a
on.
terrible take. I don't.
Well, hold on. I think that if you're judging it based off of they're both in space, I think that's like, kind of like a hard opinion because like one is so obviously space fantasy and like and then Dune is like science fiction to the core and is tackling so many geopolitical, environmental, just like political and like different subplots and like going into religion and all these other things, whereas like
Yeah.
Star Wars is like a bratty kid who like goes on a journey with a space wizard
fair.
and then like goes to save the princess. But like just because like they're both set in space, it's like
Not
well,
necessarily
then,
immediately.
Then it's got to be like that's why they're like Star Trek and Star Wars, and they're both set in space, and it's like but one is they're two completely different
They're
things.
incredibly different. They are.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like you would have a better time saying that like Star Trek is better or worse than the Twilight Zone because they were both allegories for like topics that were going on, but they presented them in either science fiction or some sort of like also science fiction or like horror or like noir mystery sort of context. Because that's what they were trying to achieve. But like just because like that's I don't know.
I get what you're saying. It's not like a one-to-one
yeah.
comparison.
Yeah.
I almost feel like
Right.
like a good compare. Like I did it like immediately when I came out of the first Dune. Is that I compared it immediately to Game of Thrones, and I think that
That'd be a better comparison. I
right
feel like.
because the worlds are structured incredibly similar.
Dune was just
Not
so good, man.
not that it's obviously anything in Game of Thrones is set in space, but like the houses and like
Right.
the way the dynamics work is very similar to Dune.
Yes.
I don't know. I think that's why I was maybe more easily able to like grasp Dune than like some other people who had just watched it for the first time.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think Dune and Game of Thrones are both very similar.
The story structure and how like I've said this a lot. I feel like Star Wars is just I know we just explained why it's not a one-to-one, but
Yeah.
I figure I might as well explain.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I should.
No, you're fine. It makes
jumped
sense.
all
But
over
yeah,
that.
it makes sense. But I was like,
Yeah, come on, Zach.
come on, dude.
I need to do better. I'm just
the hell?
cutting in and just
But
inserting
it's-
myself. Yeah.
It's Star Wars is so bloated to me, and man, I feel so bad doing this because I know every time.
Let's
you
do
know,
it. Let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's,
it's
let's-
just.
All right,
it's
lock
just,
in, ladies and gentlemen.
It's so
it's the
bloated
Star
to
Wars
me.
hour.
The universe is just there are so many characters that have so much lore to them that you don't get to learn about strictly in the movies. And considering that's like the main source material, I think that's terribly done. Like I think it's really sad that there are so many comics that are retconned after the acquisition, and then there are so many ways to learn about these characters and other points of the story through like random YouTubers on YouTube. It's just
I could agree with you that there's a lot. I mean, there's a massive amount of lore because it's been around. It's been building on it for 50 years, right? And I don't disagree with you on that fact, but I think you could also limit yourselves solely to the movies. And I think the story works, like especially going from 1 through 6. Like I think I could personally just watch those and nothing else of Star Wars, and I think I'd be perfectly fine with it.
I agree with that, but the problem is that when you enter the fan base, they start mentioning characters as if it's
But that's not the movie's problem.
Wait.
it's not the movie's problem, but it's like it's hard to be a fan of just the movies without hearing this character or this storyline or this, and then you're like, well, what about that? And if you're a fan of the franchise, you want to know more, but it's difficult, I guess.
Sure.
Okay, so this is what I would say, knowing that like I think I know a little bit more about like Dune than like Ian, and Ian probably knows a little bit more about Star Wars than I do in certain regards. Star Wars and Dune actually predates Star Wars, and if you were to mention certain characters like Duncan Idaho, there's a lot of stuff that occurs with Duncan Idaho and Dune Messiah and other books that if you were to just watch these two Dune movies, you would know nothing about.
my
But
mother.
fans of Dune will talk about it, and you will almost need to know all of that backstory before you like engage in that conversation, similar to like Star Wars characters who you can learn about that have a lot of backstory. Dune also only has 2 movies out that the vast majority of people have watched, whereas Star Wars has been building on movies since the 1970s.
Right.
So there's a lot more content out there, and we are about to get Dune Prophecy, which hope we'll learn more stuff about.
I'm a little worried about it, to be honest.
And
we'll go into that.
I'm worried
Dune
about
Prophecy?
that too.
Yeah, they're doing a prequel show for HBO Max that is set 10,000 years before the movies.
I
It
I
follows but it follows the Bene Gesserit and like in their movements, like and how
I
they
could get with
started
that.
out. Right.
I could get with that based on
Yeah.
the context. I'm okay
Right.
with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of like prequel shit where it's like
so far.
Does this
Yeah,
even like? It's
right.
just like it might as well be something else. It's like it doesn't.
Right.
Yes, it's in the same universe, but it's like this doesn't pertain to anything that we know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
That
I
comes
could
out
get.
soon, right?
very soon, very soon. I hope it's good. I hope it's good. But like, yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, Manny, because
Hmm.
like I think it's intimidating when you want to get into a fandom, uh, and there's so much backstory to certain characters and plot lines like that you don't know about.
Right. Yeah.
But I do think that still exists in Dune, so I don't think you can just judge it off of the two movies that we got that is based off of one book when there's at least six that were made by the original author.
Hmm.
Um,
I don't hear as
that's what I
much
would say to
about.
that.
Okay, that's. I mean, maybe I'm not as involved. I mean, I'm not that involved in either, if I'm being honest. But at one point, I was a lot more involved in Star Wars, so maybe that's why other characters and their lore and storylines were a lot more prevalent. Like, but I
No,
don't
but
hear
yeah,
that
like
much.
yeah, I think it's fair. I mean, like the Star Wars universe at this point is bloated. Like
It's vast.
they've made too many things and too many bad things. For
Yeah.
everyone to like care
It's
enough at
so
this point
divisive.
to follow everything. And yeah, I wish I genuinely kind of wish we had never gone into this TV universe for Star Wars.
Okay,
There's
hot. I would like to bring. Okay,
This is
if
a hot
you
take, isn't it?
it well, not a hot take, but like question. The two options are you could never have any of Star Wars TV, um, versus what we got, which like that means no Mandalorian season 1 or season 2. And I know
I
you
know.
haven't watched all of Andor, but that means no Andor. Um, what would you go without the Star Wars TV?
Yes.
Oh, jeez. I don't know if I would. Well,
Okay,
okay,
so I'm gonna
actually,
say
you know what? I'm gonna think about that. I'm gonna think
I'm
about
gonna say
that. I'm not gonna
excluding
jump on that.
Andor, I would say yes. I would. It's only because they have the stuff that they have built on, like Mandalorian season 1 and 2, in my opinion, has kind of made it worse. And now it's not like, to me, like, yes, like season 1 Mandalorian, like that's a really special thing to watch because it really does feel so separate from the rest of the Star Wars universe. But everything else that comes after it, it just feels like it muddies it down.
Hmm.
I don't know.
You know, it's kind of hard to think back to like before 2015 or 2019 at that matter, before like
Yeah,
Rise of
before Disney
Skywalker.
Plus. Yeah.
And it's
Oh, I gave
like
that a half a star too.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
like
Oh, that movie was so bad. It was such shit. It hurts.
like
Go on, Zach.
it's hard to remember what as Star Wars fans like you could just freely watch just a TV show here and there, the 6 movies that we had, and you were like, "That's Star Wars," and it was fun.
Doesn't that seem nice?
And
Or
it
we
was
just have Clone
nice.
Wars Rebels
and you
and
could
then the
just
6
leave
movies.
it to the imagination
Boom.
to like what happened.
I agree with that too.
And it's hard to like remember that was, and then we got like 5 movies post 2015 acquisition.
Yes,
or
we
like
have
or
5
like
movies.
when not acquisition, but like when
Yeah.
Force Awakens came out, and it's like, would I actually like if we just stopped at Rise of Skywalker, which was absolutely dog shit, like would I want to? That's a tough question.
Would you want to what?
Like, if would I be like no, like get like never have had the Star Wars TV shows or
Oh, and
have
you're being
them.
like, oh, and the last thing we saw was Rise of Skywalker.
Okay, I mean, if you only had, oh God, this is tough because it's like if you only had like there was the 6 movies, and then you said, would you want to have Star Wars TV show? You'd go like, I don't know. It's so nice right now, but also at the same time, like we were like,
I think back
we
then
were
we would have been
yearning
like,
for it, and we would have been like, yes.
While
yes.
But
wearing
then
a
like
Star Wars
post,
hoodie.
but at the same time, like when Rise of Skywalker came out, I think everyone was so desperate to be like, God, something good. I just want something good. Like, but then at the same time, there was also a lot of people that are like, no, we need to
Yeah.
stop because this is we've ruined
Even back then,
something.
people wanted to stop.
Yeah.
I just can't believe how much Disney's put out.
So
I mean, it's been like
Crazy, man.
it's really
5 movies and like
oh my god.
10. I feel like it's 10 shows at this point, right?
It's not
I mean,
10
like,
shows. I mean, well, you have Mandalorian season 1.
Uh-huh.
Well, are we talking about shows
No,
or
no.
just
Let's
seasons?
let's do all seasons in one show. So Mandalorian is
season
one.
1, 2,
No,
3.
no. It's one. I'm saying counting it that as one. Like all 3 seasons are.
Okay.
So that's one show.
Ahsoka.
Okay, okay.
Ahsoka, Boba
Obi-Wan,
Fett,
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan. Yeah. So yeah. Mandalorian, Ahsoka, Boba Fett, Obi-Wan, Andor.
I really liked Obi-Wan,
Bad
man.
Batch. They made
The
another
Acolyte.
season of Clone Wars. Yeah, the Acolyte. Tales of the Jedi.
What the hell is that?
That's the prequel Star Wars stuff, animated.
Legends of the Sith or whatever that was.
Yeah, well, that was the same kind of thing. But
I
yeah,
liked
yeah.
Obi-Wan
So
the most.
that's 10.
Obi-Wan was the best
Um,
one.
Obi-Wan
Oh God,
is
it really
not
wasn't,
the best
dude.
one.
It was
It's
the best
really,
one. Best
it's
one.
really not, dude. That's that's a 2.5 star for me, honestly.
Oh, it was so good, man. It was so
Oh,
good.
I don't know.
I know a lot of people hate it. You know, obviously y'all are.
I watched the last like Darth Vader Obi-Wan fight scene like comp together on YouTube the other day. There's some cool stuff about it, but man, it's not that great.
Something about it.
I really did like the first episode a lot.
Yeah, I
But
love the
past
first
that,
episode.
it gets
I
pretty
think
rough.
just because I love Darth Vader so much, and I know that's not like, I know that's such a cop-out answer, because you can have a favorite character and recognize something is just not good. Like, I know
Right,
it's such a
right.
cop-out answer. It's
Yeah.
just, man, and I know a lot of people's gripe is that they feel like it hurt the story between them, with like those additional scenes and like.
It's just so not needed, and it
I-
doesn't like to me. It doesn't make any sense why Obi-Wan would keep him alive. There's no reason.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean,
Well, yeah, what do you
what is
think
it?
is
What
the
is it for you?
reason?
Like, what do
I
you think?
I don't
there
think
is?
he has it in him to kill him.
But it wasn't
That's a
his
good-
reasoning.
that's a good
No,
point.
but hold on. Wasn't his reasoning the fact that like you know, like he was content with the fact
Yeah,
that like
I'll destroy you if I must. But then again, maybe you're just saying like when it came down to it, couldn't do it.
Yeah, I just think he was.
Sure.
I'll let you finish what you were saying.
I was gonna say like at least from what I remember was that like it was like Anakin / Darth Vader was like you know
Ooh,
you
I hope
like
Tanya
this
isn't
this
watching.
isn't Anakin anymore like I destroyed him, not you. And like Obi-Wan's response was like, gosh, I don't even. Gosh, I'm having so much
Remembering?
remembering.
Trouble.
Trouble. But it was like, Obi-Wan was content with the fact that like, because that's not Anakin anymore. Like that's like he almost doesn't feel the need to kill him, which didn't like line up logically for me.
If that's true, that is weird. That's a flaw.
I don't know.
would agree with
I'd
you.
have to watch the final scene again, but yeah. I
Wait,
remember that.
what final scene? Like, what are you explaining with it?
His
I was
reason
just
is
I
not
saying-
just
killing.
watched it recently.
I guess what I'm remembering is that like Obi-Wan didn't kill Anakin because it wasn't
Him anymore.
him
Right.
anymore,
Yeah.
and he was content with the fact that like it's almost like not his problem. I know that's not like really where his mind is. I know that's not like the right
I
terminology.
get what you're saying.
But yeah, it's
But
yeah,
like
it's kind
to
of along
me,
those lines.
to me, the problem with that is he is not Anakin anymore. So there's no point in even trying to save him, or not even save him, but like spare him, because like you'd want to spare him if you felt like it was still Anakin, but
Yeah,
it's
it's
not.
more of a reason to kill
he-
him.
There's more of a reason to kill him because he literally
because of that.
says, what does he say? He calls him Darth. I
He
forget
does
what
call him
I forget
Darth.
what he
And I
what he
enjoyed that.
says when like when he leaves. But like to me, like when that happened, I was just like, yeah, he should
This is-
he should definitely kill him right now. He's down for the count. He's low on air, and he should fucking kill him.
I'm not used to you being a wine drinker. I'm sorry. I just see the pour in the cup. Like, when did this? I know when this started.
He's been hanging out with Ryan, and Ryan's like a sommelier, and he's like, you should try.
Oh,
the,
But it
Right,
wasn't
right.
even like
It was
that
before.
per se. Like that was I feel like that was one step towards it, but like I don't know. There was just a bunch
So-
of times where like I had been trying wine, and I was
you
like,
like
this
dry
is pretty
wines?
good.
I like wine.
I prefer
wine is
red
my
wine,
favorite
to be
thing to drink.
honest.
Yeah, I like red wine.
But like
I got a
dry red
Merlot,
or
Merlot
like
here.
or like
You know,
Love
I guess
Merlot.
I'm not a wine aficionado enough to know the difference between dry and
is
not
it
dry.
sweeter or does it have this like
It's sweet.
kind of it's sweet? Okay.
It's a
yeah,
Cabernet Sauvignon.
Cabernet's.
I don't know wines. I just know like when I do drink wine, I like it more when it's like
Have you
kind of
had?
bitter.
Have you had? We're just talking about wine now.
I did want to mention one more show, but I don't want to go deep into it because I'm actively watching it, and if Tanya's watching, I do not want to spoil it.
That's
she
fine.
is she watching? Is she watching right now?
She's what? I think so. I mean, I don't know if she still is, but
Oh,
it was Naruto. They got greenlit for another series, Ian, and we wanted this for a long time. I'll say
tell
it.
me.
I'll say it without spoiling, but it involves the first Hokage, and his
the head
and
turn.
and the
Is it him like forming the Leaf Village? Is that what's
it
going
is,
on here?
and it heavily it is, and it
Oh.
heavily involves M, that character M.
Oh,
M.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. And
Interesting. Very interesting.
we wanted that, or we wanted like the three Sannin like during their war.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm so
I mean, like,
happy.
literally the last thing I wanted was a sequel to Shippuden. Like, that is, like, the worst route they went, and they did it. And then
Yeah.
the way they
while
did
you
it
guys
was
are
terrible.
talking about this, are you okay if I use the bathroom? Because
Yeah,
I
go for
can't
it, go for
contribute
it.
to this conversation at
You're
all.
fine.
We're
Yeah.
talking-
That's fine. That's
Not
fine.
anime.
We're not
it's
going to
not
go
gonna-
super deep into it
Yeah,
because it's
'cause-
Naruto.
yeah.
But that's fine. It's fine. Go to the bathroom. Go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I mean, she knows Boruto exists. She doesn't know much more than that. She doesn't know who lives, who dies, but it's like
Yeah.
a sequel is just they did not need to go in that direction, man.
I feel like saying anything about the like Boruto is kind of spoilery, to be honest.
Yeah, I
Um,
kind of agree. I
Yeah, I can't.
yeah,
do
you
it.
can't even talk about like
I can't say any name. Like
You
even
can't say-
even saying
saying a
like
name.
the name I'm thinking of, like that's crazy. Like I don't know.
Can you say the first letter?
N.
Oh, him. I guess she
I mean,
knows,
like even saying that.
she knows he
like-
lives.
Okay, I was like even saying that Naruto lives is a spoiler. Like
Yeah, she knows he lives. So
Okay,
it's like that's
alright.
okay.
okay.
You know what's funny is she doesn't know anything about the fourth Hokage.
I like that.
Yeah, she doesn't
like that a
know
lot.
anything, which is great. She doesn't know about oh man, I can't even say his name because it's like
What does it start with?
I can't even say that because she knows the name of the character. So if she starts putting things together and she sees my reaction, I'm just gonna. I have a cell phone. I have a
Is
cell
that
phone.
is that your mom in the chat?
Is she in the chat?
Chaz Matez?
Yeah.
Chaz-
That is her. That's funny. But yeah, like,
Yes, that is me. That is Ian.
is there a chat?
Yeah, there's a chat.
She
There's
just
a
just typed, "Is that Ian?"
There's a chat. Where's the chat?
On YouTube.
Oh, I'm dumb. Yeah, okay. I'm
Just looking
stupid.
for it on the.
But yeah, I sent you the name of the character, Ian.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, she doesn't know anything about that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's a
Oh,
great. Oh man, that's
man.
great. That's great.
Oh man, this shit hurt. It hurt.
That's funny. I just realized that in the chat though that Zach referred to your mom as "Hey dude."
Before knowing. Yeah, no, you did. Yeah, it's just
Hey, dude.
funny.
I don't know. Hey, dude. Just hey, dude.
Hey, dude.
That's so funny.
That is really funny.
Well, I appreciate the support.
Of course.
That's very nice.
Damn. Wow. So what were you guys talking about with Naruto?
No, we can move on. It's
Yeah,
fine.
we,
It's
Oh,
we
fine.
can
It's
move
fine.
past it. It's just I'm just so happy they greenlit a certain prequel series for it.
Yeah. I what I did want to bring up, I don't know if we really got to talk about it too much, was the fact that Blade got delayed.
Yeah.
Indefinitely.
And definitely hurt. Didn't they
Yeah,
delay that and
it
then
hurt.
like push forward something else?
Well, they just announced that Spider-Man was going to be between Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars.
Yeah.
Um, but now they have the next 6 movies lined up for the next 2 years, and
Do you have
Blade.
that? Do you know that off the top of your head?
Yeah, I do. It would be Captain America 4, then Thunderbolts, then Fantastic Four, and then Avengers Doomsday, Spider-Man 4, and then Secret Wars.
Oh, okay. I already knew that. Yeah.
Was
yeah.
it you?
So, go on.
I was gonna say, was it you I was talking to about how like it feels unusual that we're getting so close to another Avengers movie
I was saying
Yeah.
that to Zach. We could
Yeah,
have been.
I was gonna say
yeah.
Ian was saying that to me.
without enough. There's
Like
just not been enough
nothing has
cohesion.
really happened.
Yeah,
in
it
these
was
2
you then.
phases. Yeah.
Yeah, it just so many characters have their own plot going on with nothing joining them together necessarily.
And we introduced way more characters than we
So
did.
many, and there's so many
in
loose
phases
ends.
1 through 3, right?
It's just like
Um,
it's rough.
yeah, it is. It is rough.
I did have a counterpoint to that, didn't I? Like I said that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your counterpoint was that the through line was the multiverse, and
Like, the
that
through line
and
was the
that's what's
multiverse.
coming to a head.
It's not like to me, if you look at phase 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you really honestly say that there was much of a through line there?
Yes,
Hold on. Okay. All right. What would you say the through line is?
that Nick Fury clearly had intentions after every end of the movie that he was putting together a team. And
Yeah,
I mean that's kind
sure.
of it. That's kind of it. But like when you
but
consider
it brought
that,
everyone together every single phase.
yeah, every
And there was a
single phase,
capped point, you know.
every introduction to a new character, he
But
came
I'm
in at the
talking
end to
about the
recruit.
first phase. I'm talking about the first phase.
He did it in
What
the
was your
first
question
phase.
then?
Like, well, no, but like, I agree with Manny. That is a good point. But I'm saying but to your point, Ian, that I'm just talking about the first. Like, we're talking Iron Man, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, Avengers.
Uh-huh.
Like, Manny's arguing that the Nick Fury, like, I'm assembling a team, is like the through line.
Yeah, he's
Which,
in
like-
almost every single one of those movies.
Which, like, yeah, I agree. That's a good point.
Actually, I think he's in every single one of those movies. Every single one in phase 1 he's in.
Well, he's in a post credit for the first Iron Man,
Yep.
and that's it.
Well, I mean that still counts.
Yeah, but I still think that it's possible to make a good movie because, like, they really just took that Steve Rogers was a man out of time and he knew about the space stone, and then Thor had problems with Loki, and I think that there's still a way. I think, granted, I do think it's messier, way messier, but like I do think there's a way to take what's going on with the main characters that we have and naturally flow them into a story that makes sense. Like,
Yeah, I don't disagree with you, but I think what's so vastly different between
I
those
want to
two
hear this
things,
because I had a point too.
right, is that like we are hitting, like, in a year or so, we are hitting the point of where we were in Avengers Infinity War. And in phases 1 through 3 leading up to Infinity War, we had like really great progression of the team, like forming and then working together, and then, like, you know, and having 2 movies beforehand that like built the team and went up against smaller threats, and now we're like, we got none of that build up, and we're just getting thrown right into Infinity War, and you're like, ugh, it feels way worse in
That
my eyes.
and the fact that every time we are introduced to a new character, they introduce another
Yeah, they
pretty
at the end
prominent
of the thing,
side character every time. Like,
yes,
and that's
Yeah.
it. Just it
and
feels
so many of those
bloated.
haven't been resolved. Right.
Yeah.
So like White Vision, the woman from
Yeah.
Moon Knight. What is she like?
Yeah, but she was never confirmed to get another.
Another showing. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, then that's a weaker example.
But like, you know, She-Hulk introduced Hulk's son.
Yeah.
Eternals introduced Thor. Not Eternals introduced Thanos' brother and Pip the Troll. I mean, like, where
Thor's
the fuck have they
stupid
been?
daughter. I hate that.
Yeah,
so
Thor has a
much.
daughter that we haven't really
dumb.
seen since, and
I hate that. I hate that so much.
So
Yeah.
if all of your like worst fears about this like happen, I can see that happening, and that would make me very sad, and it would make everybody who's like said that the Robert Downey Jr. casting was like a cash grab, like and Marvel's desperate, like true. I still don't feel like that is true.
I agree.
And I still have hope that this can work out, because like I fear that people expect, and I think it can be equal to in some ways, but I think people expect that Doomsday is supposed to be the next Infinity War, and I don't think about it like that at all. Like I think about it more in the terms of like a first Avengers movie to like maybe Age of Ultron sort of. Like
I'm so happy Ultron is coming back.
like we know a good amount of these characters, but we've never seen them interact in this same way before, and like Doom will now but I do get nervous because like they do say there's gonna be like over 100 characters that we know of.
That's where I'm kind of
Oh
fighting
my
back to you
God.
with, because like
But like
that
that
first
might be
Avengers
Secret
movie
Wars. That might be Secret
was the
Wars.
core Avengers, and even I think what also is hurting your argument in a sense is that like we're going right back to the Russo brothers, who are doing like another back-to-back Avengers movie in back-to-back years, and we're doing the exact same. There's one Marvel movie in between.
There might be
like,
the
it's
same.
it's the exact same format.
There might be a yes,
Right.
and I agree that like if we're to be like pessimistic and like or if that is how it comes to pass, like I agree, like that would really suck. But like I do think that fans' expectations are like, this is the next Infinity War, this is the next Endgame, and like
I can't
it
blame
could
them
be.
for that.
I can't
I
blame
think it
them
will be,
either.
yeah.
But like, yeah, the setup's not nearly like the payoff. I don't think will be nearly as great at all.
No,
so.
it won't. But I still think the movies can be amazing. I just don't think the build up to them has been nearly as good.
Yeah, it's been rough. It's been a rough road.
It has indeed. It has.
I think they just need to. What do you think they do after Secret Wars? Like, do you think they actually
I think-
reboot, or do you think they like just go like Mutant Saga? You know?
I don't know, because like obviously you have to fit Blade in there somewhere. Because like,
Do you? Do you really?
well, but okay, but they're clearly trying to keep making Blade, right? Yes, I agree. You don't have to. You don't. But they're trying their hardest.
Does
to.
Blade show up in the next 2 Avengers movies?
No. No. Could you imagine? We're not gonna get a movie and then he just shows up in Avengers. I would be
That's a-
so upset.
That's another one of my issues too.
But we did that with Black Panther. We did it with Black Panther. He
Their
just showed up
ability-
It's just-
in Civil War.
Their ability to
Blade
push
is so
movies
different.
back makes
How
me
is it so
question their
different?
timeline so badly.
What's up?
Like their ability to push movies and delay them or move them here or there questions my timeline with them so badly, and that's
But,
something
like-
that the earlier phases did not have.
Well, but we've never had something like this before. Like they've never had to do this with any other movie. Like they've only had this problem with Blade, and then before that, the biggest trouble they had was with like Edgar Wright and Ant-Man.
Oh, that was a mess. Yeah.
But like it wasn't nearly as bad as this.
No, you're right. You're right.
I think
You know?
with any media, like when there's an established story already, and I know it wasn't like this for like the first couple of phases where it's like they already had everything written down and planned, but I think as of right now, I'm getting the impression that they're really writing these things as it comes to mind. You know, like, and I think that allows a lot of plot holes, and when things get pushed back, they have to kind of go back to the drawing board, and that messes up kind of like the execution.
I would push back on that in a sense, because I think it's more of like it was like a mandate to create so many different properties for Disney Plus that they weren't looking at the overall story anymore. They were just like, let's just introduce another new character and make a show for them and see how it goes. See how the audience likes it. And
Right. When Bob Iger passed it on to Bob
Chapek.
he
Two Bobs.
there was
Yeah,
2 Bobs.
The 2 Bobs.
And when he passed
And then
on
Bob
Deuce,
passed it back to Bob.
right, and now it's passed to Bob Iger.
Yep.
Bob.
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 And and there was a mandate to make as much for Disney Plus as possible, and that
Yep.
spread, I feel like, Kevin Feige pretty thin. up until very recently when he's kind of had all that power come back because Bob Chapek used to structure the company where his banker friends would be in charge of creative decisions and entertainment divisions who were just like banker guys, and he just knew them. And it wasn't creator led anymore, like it was, or like you had Alan Horn, who was like the head of movies, and then you had Kathleen Kennedy, Kevin Feige, and Pete Docter. Maybe he's the one in charge of Pixar. I forget.
I think you're right. Yeah.
But like it was. I think that mandate really hurt because then you started getting stuff like Secret
It hurt
Invasion.
all three companies. Yeah, all
and
three divisions.
Quantumania,
Right.
and it definitely was like more on the fly. And I think that was a big concern for Ian when Agatha All Along got announced, and even for me because I was like, we're just gonna capitalize on this character, like.
Right.
But like after watching this show, like I'm so glad that it really actually felt like they're like, no, let's make something really meaningful out of this character in this show. And like WandaVision and Agatha All Along has been like actually this incredible through line story that's been working out pretty well, honestly.
Yeah.
But
Any signs of White Vision?
Well, we're gonna get Vision Quest, so
yeah, I mean, right. So, and I don't know if you remember, Manny, but like that is the plan. Is that like this Agatha thing is the second part of a TV show trilogy, and then Vision Quest will be the final part.
I like that.
Yeah.
That makes me a lot more interested in watching Agatha.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I figured it was just gonna like, I hate to say it, but like a spin-off character of just like, I don't know. I've always been kind of iffy about them focusing on characters that were.
I agree that we're
Right. Yeah.
fairly
'cause
popular.
It just
yeah,
feels
right.
like
cash grab.
let's get their money. Yeah, exactly. And so like I get what you're saying because like I do feel like it felt like that for a bit, but what I'm hopeful of is like it does seem like they've taken their time with Captain America: Brave New World, and it does feel like Thunderbolts
I'm
has like
excited for that, man.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I've
I
heard
love the tone.
I've heard
I'm a
really
little
bad
worried.
things about the reactions that I've heard about it, but who knows? I hope that's not true.
Do you think that he ends up taking the super soldier serum?
Oh, I really hope not.
I feel like if he was to take the super soldier serum and there wasn't something else that made him unique, to make him like a different kind of Captain America.
Well, they did already show what is unique about him,
No,
and that he.
I know,
like-
but part of that was because he was just like a guy, you know.
Well,
He's
yeah, I guess
black.
what I'm talking
And
about
black,
is
and
the fact that
black.
no, it is
He's
the fact
black.
that he has this background of like I can't remember what it exactly is, but it's almost like a mediating where he like it like it has a very strong sense of like self and like in speaking and like and resolving the issues. Like,
Yeah.
I
I
feel
can't
like
remember
you could
exactly.
say the same thing about Steve Rogers.
No, but like it was in his like military training that that Sam had
de-escalator.
it. Right. And so I
But
think
I
I think
sorry, sorry.
that to me that's like that personality wise that's what makes Sam special. But I
No,
agree.
know,
I think
but, like
but I,
it like something that adds on to that, like because we kind of know who Sam is and we kind of get that general vibe.
I mean, outside of that, it's just the suit and the fact that he doesn't have the super soldier serum, and I agree. Like taking
Yeah.
away, like if he takes it, that is. I mean, like I feel like that is a big reason why Steve gave the shield to him is because he wasn't a super soldier.
Right. And that would like I feel like fundamentally there'd
I'm
be
o-
problems with that.
I'm okay
you
with
know?
him getting the serum later. If
I think that's what makes his character so interesting.
I think that would
is
be the end
because
of me caring about that character.
Really? I think if he proves that with or
Look-
without the serum, he's just as good. I'm okay with
I-
him having a long section of not having the serum.
I think that he would it would still be that. I absolutely agree, like he would stay that character and he would stick to like who he is. But it's the fact that like with that he just essentially becomes like another Captain America in the sense that like his morals and how he feels about the world is very similar to Steve Rogers, and they both kind of act somewhat similarly, and then they both have if they were to both have superpowers, like Sam can just go about things and represent things a bit better for like I guess like like common people and like normal people and just be like Batman, who's like just another person who can do these things. I mean,
Yeah.
albeit like way more, with much more talent and like
Right.
whatever. But as opposed to like having a completely different personality to like those two, and then maybe also having superpowers could be like a different Captain America. I just think like if you gave him superpowers, he'd just be another Steve Rogers in a way, and he'd stop treating
I feel it.
situations that I don't know.
Yeah, he
The
would
only
treat
reason
situations differently for sure.
I slightly disagree with that only because I don't mind the concept of like a named superhero being a mantle that anyone can pick, and I think of Spider-Man in that regard, like Miles Morales. He basically he has the same powers but more, and I don't think that takes away from Miles Morales' character itself, and I think that argument can kind of be applied to this.
Funny enough, I feel
But
like
I feel like Miles Morales
powers...
is such a different character than Peter Parker, and to me,
He is, but he retains similar powers, which is why I don't think I almost said Anthony Mackie, but I'm trying to think of his actual Sam. I don't think Sam having the same powers, similar to Miles Morales having the same powers, takes away from his character and personality himself.
I agree. I just feel like
It's a good
like.
point.
I agree. I just feel like I see a lot of like what Sam represents being similar to Steve, and I do enjoy him as a character, and he is a different person in a lot of ways. But I just feel like that aspect of him being like doesn't have the superpowers
Is a lot more prominent of him.
and inhabiting like that suit. And
I think it makes sense for his
but
personality.
He
right?
does. And the thing that is interesting is he does. I'll give you like he does treat and acknowledge the backstory of a black man wearing that suit.
Yeah.
And like those are very interesting things, and that's why I'm saying if we can keep stuff like that, and maybe another thing that we are yet to learn about learn about Sam, and he was to take the serum, I think that could keep the character going and making and continuing his like interest. But if we don't do that and we don't keep delving into those things, and he takes the serum, that would significantly like
I agree. It would
lose my
lose
interest
it would
in
lose him. If the serum becomes a much more prominent aspect, and he does lose those aspects of him, I agree. I would lose interest in Sam.
Right. Right.
I think that would really strip his character.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. By the way, I don't know if you guys saw that they're still putting out that Wonder Man show.
I'm excited for that.
Wonder Man.
So
Except Yahya Abdul-Mateen saying that superhero comic book movies are for clowns. It's clown acting.
I feel like
Wow,
Spider-Man when he
interesting.
takes his boot off and he's like, man, where do these people just keep coming from?
no, but like, isn't that like? But that's like also the problem. Like, we're already having such a problem with like so many new characters introduced.
Who is
And
this?
now we're introducing another new character.
who's
We're
Wonder
like-
Man? I've never even heard of Wonder Man.
I don't know
He's
much
a
about him, to
character
be
from
honest.
the comics.
Again, Sam Raimi Spider-Man taking his boot off. Where do these guys just keep coming from? Stop.
Yeah.
I thought that was Spider-Man 3.
No, it's
And then
no,
the
it
sand-
was
the
yeah,
sand
Sandman. Yeah,
goes
yeah,
up?
yeah.
Yeah.
I should know that. That's my favorite one.
Spider-Man
Right,
3
Ian?
is your favorite Spider-Man?
Look,
It's such a
look,
disgrace.
look.
It's such a-
Let me explain myself. Look,
There's
Whoa.
no explaining. You
I'm
freak.
sorry. There's few things that like I get like offended about in the
Look.
comic book world, but
Look.
to say that Spider-Man 3 is better than Spider-Man 2
Look,
is
look.
like deeply offensive. No,
it's okay. It's
But-
no, and I get it. I can't even
What?
hate on you for that. I think it's a worse movie.
okay,
every
but like
aspect.
I can kind of
You
sympathize
see where I'm going with this.
because I think that Star Wars Episode 6 is like definitely not as good as Episode 5 and Episode 4, but I love it way more than either one of those.
Okay, but Zach, you know why that's
Five is
different?
overrated.
It's
Five
because
is overrated.
okay,
Five is
but
overrated.
why that's different is because 4, 5, and
Yikes.
6,
I
like
don't
the
know. I
quality
don't
between
know.
the three of them aren't like that far off, right?
No,
Whereas
no,
like
no.
there is a massive drop off in quality from 2 to 3. in
Okay, I
Spider-Man.
would not say massive. I would not say massive.
Look, I'm not saying Spider-Man 3 is bad. I'm saying it's okay, and
No, Spider-Man 3 is bad.
1 and 2 are amazing. Okay,
3's bad.
those
I love
first
that
two
movie.
are amazing, Okay, well then there we go. Like the first two are amazing, and the second one is, or the third one is bad. Like you can't say the episode 6 for Star Wars is bad
Right,
because
right.
it's not.
The reason I like 3 is because it was, I think it's just childhood. Like I watched, crazy enough as it sounds, I think I watched 3 before 1 and 2. It was just, I just got access to it.
That's how it kind of is when you're a kid. You're just
Yeah,
like,
it's just,
well,
I have access to it.
I'm just gonna have to like guess what happened before. So
And I like, based on
Yeah.
context, I just assumed like Harry and Peter were just friends and things fell out.
right,
And
yeah,
it's like, as I got older, I'm like, wow, they introduced way too many villains. Like, it had the Amazing Spider-Man 2 effect, where they had Harry come in, they had Electro, and they had, who else was in that? There's a third one.
Rhino.
Rhino.
Yeah, but that was
It,
like at the very end.
It was at the beginning too.
Yeah,
it was
that's
just like,
fair.
what's going on? Like, same, just like bloated feeling. There's so many cringy scenes that I don't need to explain, we know. But it's like, Harry's death, the fight scenes, it's something about it, man. It's got this terrible charm. It's just, I don't know what it is.
Nah, I mean, I know what he's talking about
Well,
because
here's
that's
the
how I
thing.
feel about like some of the Transformers movies. Like Transformers 2,
Transformers, man.
terrible movie, but
That
like,
new one, 5 stars.
bro, I saw your letterbox and I was like, oh man, I really want to fucking see this movie.
It's so damn good, Zach. It's perfect.
Like
Down
people
to the
told
last
me
minute detail.
people told me like it's fucking good, but it just wasn't doing good at like the theater, like not enough people, and like I wanted
It's
to go see it.
advertisement.
I don't know why I didn't
Yeah,
go
I
see
just
it,
never got
but
around to
They
it.
advertised it
Unfortunately.
terribly. And it impacted you, Ian. I'm not saying that's a personal thing. It's just an example. Like they
Yeah.
advertised it terribly. When I saw it, it came off
Yeah.
as just like a very childish Transformers movie.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
like
I was not
yeah, that's what
excited
a
at
lot of
all
people
about
think.
it.
Yeah.
yeah, and when I saw it, I was like, whoa, like it goes back to our earlier conversation, like who's this intended for? But like
Yeah.
the jokes were actually funny. Like the plot was really strong. Every character was intriguing. It didn't drag on. It was just perfect. None of Michael Bay's movies were fantastic. Like 1 was good, 2 is okay, and I think 3's the best.
three's
No,
got some
hold on,
great
hold on.
action.
I disagree. We watched those
You're
last
right.
year, and
You're
we
right.
both disliked 2 and 3.
Yeah,
we both
I
disliked
remember
it. Right?
that. I almost fell back into nostalgia.
You
I remember
almost
that.
did, dude. You
We-
can't be falling back in nostalgia.
I remember,
We had a real reality check because I even thought 3 was pretty good, but it was bad.
Remember how long they were fighting in the city? We're like, "Where's Optimus?" And
Dude,
then
it
he
was-
showed up and he got stuck in cables, and we're like, "Another
Oh
30
my-
minutes, another 20
they,
minutes."
Like
he's out
they
of
did
commission."
everything in those movies to nerf Optimus, like everything.
He got nerfed so hard. It was
But
just like,
then
"Where's
he like
Optimus?"
fucking wrecked
Yeah, at the
shop
very
at the
end, he'll like wreck shit up, right? Yeah,
Because
but-
he's too strong. They're like, "We gotta nerf Optimus." Like
yeah, he's too good.
he's got that dog in him. Like,
that dog in him.
like, we gotta get rid of
He
him.
does,
like,
man. He's
he
ripping
really-
people's faces off. Like,
I remember Jared and I
fuck,
would
dude.
tease the scene in the second one where he's like, he's kicking ass, beating everyone, Megatron, all of them, and then he's like, Sam, where are you? And then he gets stabbed through the heart. We're like, oh my
I
god!
remember
Like,
that scene. I remember that scene.
Jared was so
Sam,
mad at Sam. He's
Sam,
like,
where are
God.
you? And then
like
they made it stop.
So bad.
it's so frustrating, man.
I remember when
In the
we
military plot.
were in me and Ian were just having a whole thing about
Military plots and movies, yeah.
It's
and
so bad.
but we
don't
but
want to see
There's
this
there's a
anymore.
few that work, but
we
most of the
did-
time it doesn't.
we
right.
did find out that there were some movies that have a good military plot.
It's just always so serious and like corny. It just
Yeah,
just like,
get
what are
ready
we
for that
doing?
with Venom 3.
you know what's funny?
Sam, where are you?
Because of Venom 1 and 2, and I haven't seen 3, we've talked about this, but like because of those movies and how mediocre and bad they were, when I saw Chris gave it a 3, even though I haven't seen it, I was just like, I just don't believe you.
Which one?
He gave Venom 3 a 3-star.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like, I just don't believe you.
Yeah, he's
Like,
wrong. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I just don't believe you. Like and I know that sounds so shitty to say since I haven't seen it. It's just like,
Well, you were right, but not to believe him. So
yeah, and he wasn't like talking big on it. It's not like he was like I think we've talked about
Yeah.
this. I don't think I've talked to you about it, Zach, but the way I rate movies on Letterboxd, 3 is just okay, right? If it's on,
yeah.
like I watch it, like
Yeah.
it's all right. 3.5 is like I might go back to it. 4 is like it's good. Like I will go back and watch this movie. 4.5 and 5 speak for itself. If anything below 3, I'm not rewatching. I have no interest to see it again, really. Maybe if I'm making fun of it, but
That's
Yeah, I mean,
that's fair. I
yeah,
wonder
would,
how many
I
of
would
my
differ a
like
little bit there.
3-star movies like I've actually gone back and
I
seen.
want to look at my medium too.
Sure, let's go. Let's all say our 3-star movies.
Letterbox time.
I haven't rated that many movies on here, but
What's
see.
the best way to look at all your like to see them in ranked order?
Go to your profile, and then if
yeah.
you scroll down, you can see like if you slide your thumb across that under that bar for more activity, you can see how many movies you have in each rating.
My
where?
profile, huh?
Yeah, so if you click the bottom right tab,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
and then you scroll down under your favorites, you scroll down
My
under your recent.
favorites. I don't have a favorites.
Do you see this right here?
Well, favorites at the top.
Right here?
Yeah, it looks. I have this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you have
so
favorites.
you see this bar right here? This
Oh, and then
graph?
I can just go to my 3s.
Yeah, you can like slide your finger across like this,
Uh huh.
and it'll show you how many movies you have.
But can I
No, but
see
you can't
the
see
lit?
the
Can I see?
movies.
Yeah. Can
If
I
you
see-
want to do that, then you go to all the way down to films,
Yeah.
and then click the top right.
Oh, yeah. In
Sort by.
Yeah. Okay.
So the
That's
I've
what I was
only,
looking for.
like I said, I haven't like given stars to a lot of movies yet, but the ones that I've given ratings to this year that have 3 stars are Godzilla, X Kong, and The Apprentice. I also gave a 3.5 to Planet of the Apes, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and to Wolves.
What? I'm just curious. Sort by highest to lowest. I just want to know what movies you've rated 5 stars.
Me?
Yeah,
Or
both
just
of you.
yeah, both of us. Yeah.
Oh, which
Uh,
movies? Which movies I've rated 5 stars?
Yeah, if you sort from your, if you
I
go
have a lot.
I'm curious. Yeah, list them.
Parasite,
Okay.
Everything Everywhere All at Once,
Okay. Yeah.
La La Land,
I've heard that's good. I haven't seen it.
Joker,
Did I give Joker 5? I gave it a 4.5, but I respect that.
Whiplash,
Whiplash is good. I gave that 4.5.
Dune.
These are all 5 stars for you, Zach?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dune 1 you gave 5
Yeah.
stars?
Yeah.
I don't think I did, but
I gave it a 4.5.
I gave it 4, but yeah.
Into the Spider-Verse, 5 stars.
Wow.
Interesting.
Which one is that one? The second
The
one?
first one,
First one? Wow, okay.
The Batman,
Yeah, that's 5 star. Yeah.
The Dark Knight,
Okay.
Okay.
Inception,
Okay. Yeah, it's been a minute.
Across the Spider-Verse.
5 back
Wow.
to back 5.
What the hell?
I love
Both
those
of them
movies.
perfect.
I love those
I'm
movies.
sorry, dog.
I can't get with that, but I respect it. I
can't, I
respect
can't.
it.
Lady Bird. I know you guys haven't seen that. movie.
Haven't seen Lady Bird.
Wolf of Wall Street,
Haven't
okay.
seen it.
Spirited Away,
Okay.
That's a good one. That is a good one.
Forrest Gump.
5 stars?
Love Forrest Gump.
Okay.
Dead Poets Society,
Not seen it.
Haven't seen it.
Django, Unchained.
Okay.
That's a
Okay.
yeah. I can yeah.
Yeah.
Her.
Okay, but I want to keep going, but isn't her? I was telling Ian about this. Isn't there the girlfriend's perspective, a movie that about the relationship in Her that came out before?
But Her is about an AI.
In AI?
Yeah,
it's
he's like,
about
he
a
fell in
guy
love with
who
the
fell in
computer.
love with an AI. Yeah.
Basically.
Maybe I'm thinking of a different. I mean, I could have sworn it was Her. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah. I mean, if it's, I haven't seen it, so I can't speak on it. But I thought it was.
I could keep going. Okay, the ones that I feel like pertain like that you guys would have seen.
I'm cool. You listing them all.
No, there's too many.
Damn, you give 5 stars. I like candy, huh?
Yeah, I guess I should. I guess I should be a bit better about that.
It's it's subjective. You don't have to
Okay,
be better.
but these are the
Zach
ones
just
that
has a lot of
hold
perfect
on.
movies.
These are the ones I truly feel are 5 stars, though. Some of the ones that I've already said, but Arrival, 5 stars.
That's
Love
a
that.
good one.
That
That's a
movie's
good
fucking
one.
amazing. Goodfellas, 5 stars.
Yeah.
1917, 5 stars.
I gave that a 5-star too.
I
movie
probably
made me-
would have as well. Yeah.
That movie made me
Alien,
cry.
5 stars. 2001: A
Okay.
Space Odyssey, 5
Okay.
stars. Incredibles, 5 stars. Spider-Man
Okay.
2, 5 stars. Ex Machina, 5 stars. There Will Be
Okay.
Blood, 5 stars.
Did I rate that one? That's a 5-star too.
Fargo, 5 stars. Raiders of the Lost
I
Ark,
love
5
Fargo.
stars. 5 stars.
Yeah, Raiders. Yeah, Raiders deserves it. Yeah.
Die Hard, 5 stars.
Really, Die Hard.
Wow.
Die Hard is a 5-star movie, man.
Wow.
Okay. Okay.
I respect all your 5-star. I don't agree with them all, but I respect them.
Northman,
Sure.
5 stars.
Oh, I'm so
Manny gave that 5. Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
I wouldn't-
That's in
I
my
wouldn't.
favorites, man. I love that movie. Top 4 films.
I would
movie is
probably give it-
so good.
So
I would-
fucking good.
I would probably give it a 4, 4.5.
Oh, it's so good.
The Exorcist, 5 stars. Aliens, 5 stars.
it
King's
captures
Speech,
it.
5 stars. Watchmen, 5 stars. Walk the Line,
Ooh,
5
You
stars.
gave Watchmen 5 stars.
I love Watchmen. Watchmen's amazing.
I think
Oppenheimer,
objectively,
5 stars.
like,
Oppenheimer,
I don't know if
5
I would give Watchmen 5 stars, but like, I like it enough to give it a 5 star. Like,
Yeah.
I really love that movie.
Dune 2. Oh, actually, Dune 2 has 4.5.
I gave it 4.5.
Zach, do you have like 50 to 100 like 5-star movies?
I told you don't want me to keep going.
This is crazy, dog.
I gotta look at my 3s though to see what I.
Before you
Okay.
get to 3s, I want to
Well,
go
yeah.
through all our 5 stars.
So
Yeah,
so,
let me hear the 5 stars.
like I said, like I've barely rated anything on here, so I only have 6 movies right now for 5. And that is
Oh my god. I know.
Everything Everywhere All at Once. Yep.
That was an incredible movie experience, and Manny just
Yeah, and
walked in
halfway
in the mid-
through.
and it's
Yeah.
like
I've seen it
bro,
twice,
you-
so I did, yeah, but
Still don't feel it. Interesting.
I don't know what I gave it, man. I just couldn't
Um,
give it a 5.
Whiplash, 5 stars.
yeah,
The
hell
Batman.
yeah,
Yep.
Elf.
absolutely.
Elf is so good.
Elf is
Elf
a
is
5-star
like
movie.
it's a
yeah.
perfect
Elf is
movie,
5-star,
man.
It's a
yeah,
great
perfect,
movie.
yeah.
Jeff Who Lives at Home, which I know Zach was surprised
seen it.
about.
That's not a
Um,
5-star movie. I'm sorry.
And then Shall We Dance, which is a Japanese movie.
ooh, I gotta check that
It
out.
is so fucking good. It's a 90s Japanese movie, and it's, oh man, it's, yeah, one of my favorites.
So
Wait, oh, I see it. Okay.
I gave Interstellar
Wow,
5
this
stars.
is- Oh, you gave what 5 stars?
Interstellar.
Okay.
Not
Zach
best-
would disagree, but
I
I
would
I
disagree.
respect it.
Oh wait, I'm
respect
just
it.
curious. What do you? Before I keep going, what
He thinks there's a lot of other Nolan movies that are better.
Oh yeah. Heart. Yeah, definitely.
I mean,
and
I
that was
can't-
before Oppenheimer. That was before Oppenheimer.
I can't shit on that take. I mean, I get it. Yeah, I get it. It's just, it's so Batman 5 stars.
Uh-huh.
I'm surprised none of you said this, and that kind of makes me a little insecure.
Like I
about
said, I
this
haven't
rating.
rated all my movies, so
Okay.
I'm probably missing some. Okay.
I gave Infinity War 5 stars and Endgame
I
5
can't.
stars.
Infinity War has 4.5.
I would give Endgame 5 stars. I can't give Infinity War 5. I'm sorry.
I think I gave Endgame 4.5.
Ian,
I would also agree with you. I'd give it 4.5.
Ian, do you think Endgame is?
I've always thought Endgame is better than Infinity War.
Endgame is way better than Infinity War.
I don't
Thank you,
agree.
Zach.
I
Thank
don't
you.
agree. Yeah, I
Okay.
think.
Because Manny
Infi-
watches it for fucking Thanos. That's why.
Okay, the Thanos plot with Infinity War is incredible. Absolutely.
They lose, and we just
Yes.
black screen. It's just,
No, it's good. It's good, but like I watched both of them recently, and Infinity War is just like action and like we're doing this thing and we're getting this thing and we're gonna stop this thing, but there's not a lot of emotion in there's
Interesting.
not a lot of story actually going on with like characters changing. It's just like action, we're doing this thing.
So-
and like you do learn like some things, like you do get an emotional effect with like Thor with in some respects, but like there's not a whole lot there, whereas opposed to you go to Endgame and you get like this like thing with Tony and the sacrifice, and you
Right.
get like Steve and he's dealing with losing and like this, and like everyone's reeling and there's like real human emotion and everything matters so much more. And like when Steve Rogers gets the fucking like like
Yeah.
Thor's hammer. It's like you lose your goddamn fucking shit.
I
Like it's
think-
so
Plus,
good.
what's so great about Endgame is that they go mainly back to like the core Avengers and like plus like a few really great characters added on, and I think that really helps the story.
I
Like-
think the reasons that Zach listed is why I think both of those are 5 stars. Like the cons that you gave for Infinity War, I think at that point in the franchise, you don't really need to. Given what hasn't happened yet in Endgame, which warrants the emotion and the dread of everything that's occurred, at that point in the franchise with Infinity War, with those things not have happened, I don't think you really need to focus on fleshing out these characters anymore, and like having this.
No, yeah, I agree with you. I don't think Infinity War needed to do anything else. Like I wouldn't change much about Infinity War. I think I
It's
look
a
at
great
it
movie for what it is.
right, and I think I kind of look at it like a part one of that story.
I agree.
And because it's a part one, it doesn't need to change. But I just think part two is stronger. That's just kind of my.
I think there's just
take.
this looming threat. Kind of comes down to me liking Thanos, I guess.
It
really
does, it does,
It's just
it
like
does.
this looming threat of him just being inevitable, man. And he's just like, it's gonna happen. It doesn't matter what it's gonna happen. He's Thanos, man. Just let it happen.
But he's still inevitable in Endgame.
So next
He's
five
just
no, I'm kidding.
he's just a different Thanos, which you don't love. Yeah.
He is, and I like him. I like him in that. It's just he doesn't. Wow, am I really this biased to Thanos? In my explanation, I have to ask. I almost
Like,
said
damn, bro.
he's just not as inevitable because he gets beat. I almost said. I almost
Like
said
damn,
that.
dude, because Thanos gets beat, it's not as good.
But I would say that like if it
Crazy,
and
bro.
we're talking about 13 what was it like 13 million 13 billion different possibilities and there's only one where everyone
It's
wins.
13 million. Yeah.
13 million. Besides one, Thanos wins every single time.
It's beautiful.
And in this one, Tony wins. And Tony
not
fucking gets it.
Well,
kidding.
not really.
Well, yeah, but he
wins.
He
wins, kinda.
The good guys win, right?
Yes, the other good. Yeah, there you go. Yep.
And so, like, I don't feel like 2 diminishes anything because yes, he was beaten in this one, but like literally
They
in
lost so
13
much.
million different possibilities, Thanos still ends up snapping or doing
Yeah.
whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
you know?
that's right. Even in that one, he's still right.
Yeah, he snapped. Tony took the stones.
That's crazy. I do want. Let me finish these 5
Yeah,
stars
yeah,
though.
yeah, yeah.
For good. Sorry, I just Thanos, man. He's
It's a
perfect.
great character. Is the greatest CGI character of all time.
He's the best villain of
Greatest CGI character.
he's fantastic. Goodfellas, I have it 5 stars. 1917, I have it 5 stars. I forget who I was talking with that disagrees with this, but Shrek, I gave 5 stars.
I don't disagree with you. And
It's a
I don't-
great movie.
I think
You wanted
Shrek 2 deserves it as well. So
They're both
Ooh,
perfect.
Shrek 2 is so good.
They're both so good.
yeah.
Nemo, I gave 5 stars.
Yeah, I mean easy.
Easy. Lion King, 5 stars.
Yeah, great.
Well, yeah, sure. I respect it though. I respect
Okay.
it. I respect it.
Uh,
I'd give it 4.5. I'm not saying it's bad.
That feels like you're assaulting my childhood. So you can-
I want to speak on Lion
Go
King
burn
more
in a
because I learned
hole.
something new that I don't like that they did in the live action, but I'll get to that.
Okay.
Northman, 5 stars. The Pursuit of Happiness, 5 stars. Transformers 1,
Ooh,
5 stars.
Pursuit of Happiness, man.
That's
so
in his top
good.
4.
You and me have talked about that movie. I feel like I've never seen the relationship I had at one point in time with my dad in any other context than that movie. Like,
Zach, that's why I love that movie. It feels like a movie of me and my dad at a certain point.
yeah, me too. And like, I always think about that when I think about you. I'm just like, I just remember like that shared, like we don't even have to talk about it, but I just feel like you saying I've felt similarly about that movie. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I get how it was with you like growing up in
Yeah.
a certain, yeah.
It speaks for itself. It's just like, man, like the scene when he finally gets the job and he's like leaving and he's crying. or in the scene when they're in the bathroom.
Oh,
and
that's
he has
the bathroom one. That's what gets me.
Oh, both of those
what
make me
gets me.
cry so much, man. And the kid, and he's just like the kid is just an imaginative kid, and he's just like making the best out of it. He's so naive,
Yeah. Oh my god.
and you know he's not gonna realize the struggle that they went through until he's older, and he's just gonna appreciate it so much more. It's just so great. Um, and that's it, actually.
Holy shit.
Did you
Yeah.
not list Brother Bear?
I don't know why there isn't a 5-star. It is a 5-star. Maybe I
Yeah.
maybe I don't have it listed, but that's a 5-star.
For sure.
But the Lion King thing I wanted to talk about. Apparently
Okay.
in the live action, have either of you seen it, the newer one?
No.
I refuse to.
So
Are
apparently
you talking about the one that came out in 2019 or the one that's Mufasa?
Mufasa.
Okay.
So
That's
Oh,
not
I
out
did.
yet.
I heard about this. I heard
That's
about
not
this.
out yet,
It's
though.
not out yet, but there's this big plot details that came out that
Yeah.
do kind of bother me too.
Wait,
Yeah.
what
we're
is
probably
it?
talking about
Yeah,
the
yeah,
same
yeah.
thing.
Go on,
So
go on, go on,
apparently
yeah.
Scar is actually like the rightful heir.
Yep. And
And
that they took in Mufasa.
yeah, they
and
took
he
in
took it.
Mufasa, and he took the rightful heir, which is why Scar is so resentful of Mufasa. And when you look at it from that perspective, it undermines, like,
so much.
it almost justifies Scar's feelings entirely.
Totally
instead of-
agree.
Yeah,
Wait,
instead of
we haven't seen the movie yet. We have not seen the movie yet.
I
We
just
don't.
I hate it though, but I
We
haven't
have-
seen it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that detail either.
But if
I
that-
would have
if-
rather it come from like a long line of tradition. You
if,
know?
if they do find a way to like make Scar like a sympathetic character, which I have a feeling they might, which I do feel like you guys might be right, but if they do, yeah, that would be fucking wild.
Yeah,
Right.
That's
I hope that's
wild.
not true. I hope it's like no, there's some because okay, what if it's like this? Hold on, because this is a very plausible reason. He's like Joffrey. He's fucking terrible, and he should not have the throne.
Joffrey is Game of Thrones, by the way, and he's a terrible king. And yeah, right. Okay.
okay.
And
okay.
there's somebody else who comes in who shows what it's actually like to be a fucking king. And people want him and respect him. And even though he's not blood, they still want him to be their king and follow him and believe him and not Scar. And I don't know, maybe that's what happens. Maybe that's not what happens. But that is a possibility, even though like Scar would be like the bloodline, you know?
If Scar is bad from the start, it doesn't help. Yes, but I still don't like the idea of just.
Dude, what if it's Mufasa who gave him the scar? I feel like they're gonna do some kind of shit like that.
Ooh, I can see that.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and give what's it called 5 stars though, Brother Bear.
Brother Bear.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'll probably go through tomorrow and go through my movies and be like, okay, this is
I
5
am
stars. This is
ashamed
Yeah,
that I have
stars.
not
Do
looked
you
through.
remember me talking about this to you?
Oh, just the eye and the look
Terrible
he gives.
image. I hate that image.
It's so creepy to me. I was
like-
It
he's
almost
like,
looks like AI art.
he's just like smirking at this
To the
kid
phone
like
it does, yeah.
it's such an uncomfortable like. I don't want to go there. It's just so.
Let's go there.
Yeah.
Let's not go there.
I just
I don't want to talk about bears and sex.
like this grin is.
He's
It's
like,
a-
are we about to do this?
And Coda's just like.
isn't that his brother?
Coda's
Like-
so no, it's not. They're not related. Yeah.
Oh, good, because that would be fucking.
But he's still like Coda's still a kid. I mean, like,
I mean,
fucking love
no,
this
I mean,
shit.
it's,
Right.
it's just like doubly worse if it's,
It's
that.
so
You know,
much
like-
worse.
agreed. Yeah,
Context.
yeah.
And he's. Oh, I hate this. I hate how he just is just
but
so
it-
much
but
larger
you're
than
supposed
him.
to look
and
at it
just-
lovingly. You're supposed to be like, oh, he loves his brother. you
They could have
know?
done better with the eyebrows.
Oh,
to-
they
to
could have.
indicate
They
that. Just-
definitely.
They probably shouldn't have had him raising an eyebrow. Agreed.
it's so seductive.
It's hilarious.
I can't get over
It's
it.
suggested.
It is, and then I didn't even notice this. He's doing it here too.
Oh wow, he is, dude. That's like his classic look.
That makes it.
Did we just
so
expose a
much worse.
pedophile?
We. Oh,
my
God! And look at. I hope you can see this. Coda's like pointed up to him, like,
Bro, no.
yeah, yeah.
No.
Do I get the look down?
Just freeze frame. Just...
Oh, man.
Somebody joins in on the stream and they're like,
What is
"What
going
is
on
going
here?
on?"
I didn't have the. There's just all silence. Just we've just been doing this for 2 hours 42 minutes.
Okay, but tell me
I didn't have it
that,
rated.
Tell me that like you're on YouTube and you're just surfing and you're like, all right, I'll watch this live stream, and everybody on it is just like,
I'm immediately intrigued. Right.
Yeah, I'd be like, what's going on? I'd
you
probably
don't,
stay
you
a
don't-
little bit.
Yeah, I would stay.
There you
I
go.
would stay.
So let's just do that the whole time.
I always forget that Joaquin Phoenix voiced Kenai. But didn't he not come back for the second one?
Yeah, he didn't. Remember we turned it on, Manny, and it was a completely different voice, and we were like, nope, nope, no, no, no.
It was
and we
even
turned it on.
animated different.
It was, yeah. I mean, like we watched
Ooh.
like 2 minutes at most, and we were like, no, we're done.
Didn't this go straight to DVD too?
It was a straight, yeah. Well, they had a studio at Disney at one point that made like direct to DVD sequels to like popular
Oh, you're
animated
right.
movies.
Did they make those? Oh God, do you remember? It was like a really ugly kind of animation. The first one was really popular, and it was about like a bear, and there's a hunter in the woods.
It's a
And he,
different director.
and he became friends with
Hunter in the Woods, a bear.
Happy Season. Wasn't Happy Season?
Oh,
Or-
I've never heard of it.
happy. Was it Happy Season? No.
It was some
Ben
open
Gluck?
season.
Open season.
Was that one of those?
Open season was he was
well-
not cordial with the hunter ever. at
Open
any
season
point.
was
No,
really
no,
good.
no,
Like
no.
it was a good movie from what I remember, but like they made like 3 or 4 sequels. Like they made a lot of sequels to that.
And they got very bad.
Yeah,
But I don't know if that was Disney. I don't think that was Disney.
It just reminds me of that, like, all these, like, early animation movies just going
Bro.
straight to DVD.
Guess who voiced Bug the bear?
Um,
You're gonna look it up. I hate
It's
you.
not John Goodman.
You
Says
knew.
it. I did.
Who is it?
It's Martin Lawrence.
Martin Lawrence. Oh,
I hate
dude.
you. Oh yeah, Martin Lawrence. And then Ashton Kutcher was Elliot, the deer.
Oh.
That's a very
Weird.
odd pairing.
That is
Yeah.
very odd.
But it worked, kind of.
It did. I mean, I enjoyed that movie as a
The
kid.
first movie. I like the first movie.
Yeah, I never watched any of the others. So.
I watched the second one.
Is this
Not good.
another?
I don't think so.
There were 4 movies. The last one was called Scared Silly.
Yeah, they made a lot of open season movies. I don't understand why they were doing so
What
well.
the hell is going on right now?
I don't know if they were. Maybe they were. Maybe they're doing well on, like, the home video office. I don't know.
I think they were doing somewhat well, which is
Oh,
strange.
okay.
No, they
Wait,
didn't. The
didn't?
second one at the box office made 8 million.
Wait, we gotta get back on topic because y'all asked me what my or
3
not
stars?
asked me, but like I was gonna find out if I'd watch any of my 3-star movies again. Okay, so
I say we make this the last topic. Does that work,
okay.
everybody? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Inglorious Bastards 3 stars.
Okay.
Let me do.
I don't. Well, actually, you know what? Maybe
I think it's
would
a
wanna
bit
watch
rough.
that again.
I think that's a bit rough of a rating for Inglorious Bastards. I think that is one of my least favorite Tarantino movies, and I'd at least give it a 3.5.
By the way, did you see that Quentin Tarantino said that he loved Joker 2?
Yeah, because did you hear the whole thing? Like he called.
I didn't.
He basically was like, "Oh, he didn't give a fuck about the audience or the expectations." He called Todd Phillips like the Joker himself because like he basically was like, and he cost Warner Brothers all this money, and I was like, oh, okay, all right, so you just like the chaos.
He's
of
being
it.
edgy,
Okay.
yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I just was like, I thought it was funny.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's funny.
But like, yeah.
Have you seen Fences, Zach?
No, but I know you really like that movie.
I gave it a whole rating, a whole review.
Whoa.
Yeah, you used to do those. That's funny.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have to watch that.
It's so good.
I gave Mario Brothers 3 stars. I don't plan on watching that again.
Let me go down to my 3 stars here.
Yeah.
Boy and the Heron 3 stars.
Okay.
Thor: Love and Thunder 3 stars.
Ooh, that was bad to me.
That needs to be lower, to be honest.
That needs to be lower.
I gave Avengers: Age of Ultron 3 stars.
It's such a better film.
Age of Ultron's way better. Are you
It
kidding
gets
me?
shit on so hard.
I would give Ultron a 4. Genuinely.
Ultron is better than the first Avengers.
Agreed. By far.
I'd have to watch it again. I know.
Yeah, I like Ultron.
Spider-Man 3 3 stars.
Okay.
Hateful Eight, 3 stars.
You should
I
up
know you
that
disagree.
Spider-Man 3 rating, Zach.
Last Jedi,
Okay,
3
that's fine.
stars.
It's fine. Oh my god. What the fuck is wrong with you?
That's a little cruel.
That's really cruel.
Okay, I feel like to actually have a good conversation about this, we have to we have to establish what 3 stars means to everybody.
We did.
I would say, look, well, Manny established that it is okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess I don't just consider it to be, well, I guess I
because
do
like
kind of
2.5 to me is
say
like
it's okay.
mid and like almost bad, but like 3 is like it's all right, you know.
I guess
then
I'd have to
3.5
watch Last
we're
Jedi again, but
getting
like
good.
that's how I felt when I first watched it, was 3 stars.
That it's just all right. Yeah.
But maybe I have a new
I-
appreciation for it.
I fell in
Hateful
love
Eight
with
will
it.
never change. I don't think Hateful Eight will ever change.
That hurts. That hurts. It's
I don't know
okay.
if I ever
That's
want to
fine.
waste my time with that movie again.
That's fine. That's fine, Zach.
Let's get that out of the camera, buddy.
Creator, 3 stars.
All right. I understand why.
Didn't
Black
see it.
Adam, 3 stars.
The action scenes
Sure.
in that were pretty good, actually.
No, I think 3 is a fine rating for that.
Many Saints of Newark, 3 stars.
Didn't see it.
Oh.
Oh, as a Soprano
Oh wait,
fan?
no, my bad. I did see it. I did see it. It was it definitely wasn't as good as the show. Like Manny, you're not gonna like Ryan, like Little Ryan and I don't like it nearly as much as the show.
Okay.
Lightyear, 3 stars.
Okay. I don't. Okay.
You really like that one?
I liked Lightyear.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
We've
you're one of
talked
them.
about it.
I'm more
You're one
on
of
Zach's
them.
side. to be
Yeah,
honest.
we've talked about
Yeah,
this one.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't act like I strongly disagree. I gave it 3.5, but
Yeah. I mean,
Wait, you gave it 3.5, and you're fussing over 3?
yeah, he's
You're
he's
fussing
fussing
over
over you
half a
at a
star.
0.5. Yeah, right, yeah. Like, ease up.
All right, yeah.
He had the most dramatic reaction. He's
Yeah.
like, all right, I'm sorry.
3.5 or higher is the
0.5.
only acceptable
3
rating.
Yeah.
and not 3
And
and
a
a
half.
half. But then I say like a 5 star, and he's like,
Yeah.
all right, I understand why.
I think it's
I
'cause
gave it.
maybe this rating's wrong. I don't know. I really like Lightyear.
You
It
really
was
like? Yeah,
fine.
well, yeah,
It was
3.5 doesn't mean you really like it.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. I something's not adding up.
Are you itching to watch it again, though?
No, I think that's what it was.
Exactly. That's
There
what
it
I'm
is.
saying. These 3-star
Yeah.
movies. Okay, we need to get. Okay, that's what I should be asking. Okay, Boy and the Heron. Would anybody watch that movie
I
again?
did
I
not
haven't
finish
watched it
it.
yet.
All right. Well, Thor: Love and Thunder. Would anybody watch that movie?
Fuck no.
No, but it deserves less than 3.
It's
so.
probably like a 2 stars.
I can't ask the Spider-Man
daughter's
question
terrible.
because Annihilation. Would we watch it again?
Ian wouldn't, but I would.
You only give it 3?
I gave Annihilation a
Even
3.
even I wouldn't watch it again, and I'd give it a higher rating.
Ian, The Ritual.
I'd probably give it a 4.
The Ritual, Ian. We got to do The Ritual.
Like objectively, that's a great movie, but like it's like one of the most horrifying, like creepy fucking
The
things I've ever
Ritual.
seen.
I've never seen The Ritual.
No,
That
not
sounds
the movie.
No,
Ian,
within the movie of the Annihilation.
yeah, Ian,
Ritual?
Ian, Jared, and I had a ritual we would do, but we won't elaborate on stream.
Yeah, yeah, it's. But they would play the song a lot, and it would freak me out. Yeah,
Yeah, it was a part of something, but
yeah.
yeah, it was great.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, 3-star.
I'm sorry. I thought you meant Quantumania.
I did too.
Excuse me.
Ian's reaction. He said,
Do
"Excuse
you want to die?
me." His reaction.
Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think that's fine for 3. I think that makes sense. Yeah,
Knock at the Cabin?
I would
I heard that
give
was
that a
bad.
3.
But you would never watch it. Would you watch it again?
No, I wouldn't.
would give
Would you
Ant-Man
watch
and the Wasp
Godzilla
2.5.
versus Godzilla X Kong again? Because that's a 3-star.
Look, I also gave it 3, but I might.
3 isn't a I would watch again to me.
But like,
So we
I'm-
established that 3 is like we would not watch again.
It's all right, but if it comes on,
for the most part, I think there are some where I would, but for the most part, yeah.
3.5 is it's all right, but I'd watch it again. It had some accents to it.
Okay, I wonder what my 3 and okay. Would we watch what's something we would Shazam: Fury of the Gods again?
No.
Because I have that as a 3.
No,
I don't know why.
I think I might actually watch that again.
I'd
not
probably
gonna
put that
lie.
at 2.5.
probably watch that again.
2.5.
That was like one of the worst movies. That was worse than Black Adam, Zach. Like, what are we doing?
I don't think that was worse than Black Adam.
I think so.
Maybe I did. I don't know what I gave Black Adam. Well, obviously I gave Joker a 3.5, and I would watch that again. Cruella 3.5. Irishman 3.5.
You only gave the
I-
first
I
Joker
still
3.5.
I need to
No,
see
the first
Irishman
Joker I
again.
gave 5.
Oh, okay.
I need to see Irishman again.
Far From Home I gave 3.5.
I gave
I think that
that a
deserves
3.
higher.
I gave that a 3.
Oh, you guys. Come on.
Homecoming I gave 3.5.
I also gave that a 3. I gave both of those a 3.
Soul I
So
gave
you just
3.5.
you just don't like the new Spider-Man.
No, it's good. I would watch it again. I just okay. 3.5 does not
No,
mean
no,
that
no,
I don't
but
like
no,
it.
no, but Manny, I don't know. I don't know.
I gave it a 3.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is gonna sound very bold. I think they're good movies, like they're okay. But as far as like, I just hold Spider-Man so close to me, and I don't think they messed it up. I just
No.
don't think it feels as Spider-Man as I would have wanted.
Like, I think the first and the third for Tom Holland, I would easily give a 4.
Which one was it when he discovered Vulture was
The first
we
one.
Homecoming.
okay? I'd probably bump it up to a 3.5.
That's what I gave it.
Yeah. I'll do that now.
Pressured him into it.
I'll do that now because that was a really good
Yay.
twist. That was a very good twist.
Black Panther 3.5.
Okay, I
I
can agree with
respect
that.
I respect
it.
that. It's so overhyped. I gave it a
It
3.
is. It is.
It's a good movie. It's just like
yeah, I'd
not,
probably give it a 3 as well.
but I understand why it's like very like important.
But what would you
Yeah.
give the Wakanda Forever?
I'm gonna look up what I gave it.
Because I'd be leaning towards like 3.5, maybe a 4 for that one.
I remember saying that Black Panther 1 felt similar to like almost like a, not pun intended, but a reskinned Iron Man plot.
Interesting.
That's interesting. That's a good. I understand where you're coming from with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it just lacked so much originality, like creativity. I won't say originality, but creativity. And they played it very safe. And I know why, but they played it very safe.
Yeah.
This, I would really need to watch Wakanda Forever again, because that's kind of a movie I forget that happens, which
I
is
liked it more.
crazy. And
You give it a 4, Manny?
Not a 4, 3.5.
As
I liked
much
it
as
more.
as much as I wish they would have continued with T'Challa and recasted,
They made a better movie.
But I did give it a 4.5, which is kind of wild.
Wow. That's a high rating.
I know. I'm kind of
Wow.
surprised at myself. I need to watch it again because
What's funny is I
feel
think
like I
Jared
enjoyed it a
Jared
lot.
would agree with you. He would give it a 4.5 or a 5. Like,
I
he
did-
loved
I
that
did
movie.
enjoy that movie.
Yeah.
I also gave Mario a 3.
But I don't. Here's the weird thing. I don't know if I love Shuri being Black Panther.
Wait. I don't really either, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hold on. That surprised me because I thought you were the one, Manny, who like loved Mario.
No, I like Sonic.
Like Sonic. I don't like Mario.
Somebody
movies.
like thought it was a
Jared?
perfect. No, I remember you walking out of that movie of Super Mario Brothers and being like, I don't think I would have asked for anything more. You're like that was
I
like
think that was
for-
you, Ian.
No, that was not me because I only really loved the Bowser parts. The rest I was like, like it was
The
good,
Bowser
but it
parts
wasn't
were
like
the best. Yeah.
right. But you were like I can't ask for any more from a story for a Mario movie.
Yeah, I think
Yeah. And so I'm just surprised to see you give it a 3 because I know you were pretty positive when we left the theater for it.
it's weird. Like I can be positive towards like just because a movie gave all that it can provide doesn't inherently make it good to me.
Interesting.
Which
okay.
is it's just like for
Yeah.
Mario, it's Mario. You know, like I don't expect like. I guess that's just like how I review things. I don't know.
Yeah, you
it's
just
hard-
didn't have any complaints, and I was
I
like,
didn't have any
interesting.
complaints, but it didn't
Yeah.
stand out enough for me to like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just Mario.
It's I don't know. I guess in my mind, I'm like a movie without complaints is like it's low to give a 3. But yeah,
I can see that. Yeah.
You know what I feel like? I feel like Manny potentially judges things off of like how it just makes him feel at the end of the day in a
Yeah.
lot of ways. Like it could be like, no, like everything was good, but like
Yeah.
it just didn't hit. Yeah.
you know,
That is kinda-
it's how I feel about like that's how we were talking about earlier with like the good robot or the wild robot. It's like No, I mean the story is a good story. It's just
Yeah.
like, I don't
I really do think it is like just kind of how I feel about it, or what it does to me.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Is
gave
that all
Iron
your
Man 3 a
3 stars,
3 star.
Zach?
I wonder if there's any other controversial ones that you guys would.
I've got a couple because I rate a lot of things 3 stars.
You know,
Okay.
I would say the last thing we should do is go through like the movies we've rated for this year.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Okay. All right. That's a good idea. All right, 2024. Did that come?
Movies that released this year, not that we've seen this year.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Wait, what we rated them?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna do it in list order or lowest to highest.
Sure. I'll do it lowest to highest as well.
Lowest,
I think we have the same one.
Madam Web,
Yep. 1 star.
1 star.
What about you, Manny?
Let me click 2024. My lowest?
Yep.
I think you know it, Ian, actually, because you're like, why did you see that movie?
Oh yeah, was it Terrifier 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Manny, I want to know, like, why the 1 star? Because I've heard like it just has such a cult following. I want to know.
I don't get it. It's just like, it's super gory. It's the most gore you can really get from a movie.
Was it like disgustingly bad? Like disgustingly like it was just it was just a lot.
I mean,
Like you would get up out of the theater.
I wouldn't, but I don't blame people for doing it. Like, they hold nothing back. Like, nothing back. At all. Like, you see
That's what
everything.
scares me.
Yeah, and it's like, some people like that, but it's like, that's all the movie had to offer. He's just killing
Right.
people. Like, he's just killing people. And it's like, there's a subplot. I'm not gonna act
it-
like,
Tanya.
P-
Tanya just said it's worth more than 1 star.
is she commenting?
She did.
I'm sorry, Tanya. I'm sorry. It's just like,
Yeah.
okay, I'll give it since she's listening. I'll give some. There's a plot, like, there's a family, like, do you care? I'm assuming you don't give a shit.
No, we don't give a shit.
So like, okay, and to be fair, I haven't seen the
What?
rest of this.
Don't speak for me.
sorry.
I know you don't give a shit. I haven't seen the
Well,
first. Or
I
the
just
second
don't
one.
think I'll
He
ever
kinda
see
does.
it because I'm just kind of nervous after everything I've
Oh.
heard.
Yeah, I mean, they don't hold anything back. Yeah,
But,
I
like,
know she really likes horror movies, so it
it
makes sense
just-
why she likes it.
I like horror movies too, but from what you describe, it sounds like people who like murder watch this movie. Like people who are like, yeah, I like to just see people die.
In the
watch
first
this
scene,
movie
Zach,
violently.
he like, they don't show it, but like then. But
she
like,
says there's a plot. She says
there
there's
is a plot, and I'll get to it, but it doesn't matter. I mean, maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm being biased. There is a plot. But let me like, in the first scene, he slaughters an entire family. Like, he kills it. He goes into the room, and then he, like, a kid is talking. I'm paraphrasing a little bit, and he just like chops him down. And then the mom goes in the room and just sees his body just like obliterated. And then like, he kills the dad. He kills the mom.
How does he kill him?
The mom. How does he kill the mom?
Bless you.
Thank you. Oof.
Tanya, you might remember how he kills the mom. But he
She
like
commented, "There's a plot."
That's what I said. There's
Yeah,
a plot. She
like,
said there's a plot.
he what does he do to her? I think he like cuts her in her chest or something, and like rips open her chest, and you see it all. And then like
Jesus.
he cuts. Oh, that's what he does. That's what he does. He takes his axe and he hits her in the head with it, and like keeps doing it. And you see her, like, her head just repeatedly splitting and splitting, and you see everything. Her eyes gouging. It's as gruesome as it can get. It's the most gruesome thing I've seen. But and like the plot. I don't want to go into it. I just don't care. But it's like,
You gotta tell me what the plot is.
okay, so
You
from
gave
what I
it 1
gathered
star.
without seeing it, there is the killer or the spirit or whatever is like kind of eternal, and I'm this is just what I gathered from it since I haven't seen the first second one, but it needs a host to like continue living, and it needs an evil host. So the host itself doesn't necessarily have to be evil, but the person that acts on the crimes or that does the killing is evil. So like the serial killer, which is Art. That's the serial killer's name. So the host in this movie is a character from the previous movies. I don't know who she was. I think she was a friend of one of the main protagonists.
Have you seen
Um,
the first Terrifier 1 and 2?
I have not, no. And that could play
Okay.
a factor into it.
Okay, yeah.
But it's like, even having not seen them, I, you, like the protagonist is clearly traumatized because her friends were murdered in previous ones, right? And one of her friends was then taken as the host, uh, for the spirit to keep doing these killings. She has PTSD, her and her brother, or I think they're brother and sibling. Um, and Art is able to do these. Like, if you can't kill Art because the host is still alive. So he's going around, he's still traumatizing her because the host wants the protagonist from the previous movie to be the new host. So he's doing all these killings. Sometimes they're even unaffiliated. Killing people at this college, then he like in the same town as her, and then like he kills her brother, and then like he gets to the house where like she hasn't been back to this family in a while. I don't know why. She's spending time with like her aunt, I don't know their connection. I forget. And they think she's crazy. Like Art's not gonna come back or whatever.
Okay, gotcha. Like you're crazy.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it. It's just a
yeah,
made up thing, or it happened a long time ago.
pretty much. It's just there is a plot. It's just not. It's a horror movie plot. You know, they do what needs to be done for the killer to. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, look at her. She's roasting me right now. You don't remember the plot, and I'm like, you're not wrong.
I
It's
was
just,
okay.
it's just I don't know.
Let's keep going with our
Okay,
But yeah.
Mean Girls. Mean Girls, the musical.
That was your
Two-
next.
Oh
Two-
no, she
two
said
star.
you. Sorry, I don't mean to. She said you remember the plot so well. Damn, I don't even remember all these details.
Oh wow. Okay.
And she's a fan.
She gave it a she was a fan.
She was a fan.
So maybe that just yeah.
Yeah, the next one I rated
Because I was like maybe she knows more than you, Manny. Because like
I thought she
I-
would. I thought she- yeah,
but yeah, the next one for me is Venom 3 at 1.5.
Mm.
Yep. Manny?
Oh, sorry. I gave my next one, since Terrifier 3 was a 1 star. I'm sorry. I gave Monkey Man a 2.5.
Second worst movie of the year for you.
Is
Crazy.
that low, man? It's a 3. It really is a 3. It's not bad. 2.5 is bad. You know
Yeah.
that's not fair. It was just okay.
I got 4 in a row that are 3.
You're a psychopath.
Okay.
I watch it for murder.
Godzilla X Kong, Maxine, Beetlejuice, and the Wild Robot.
Okay.
Interesting.
All 3s.
Okay. A couple of interesting movies like mixed together there, but I think I know why you feel that way about all of those, so it kind of makes sense. I still have a 2 next, so Joker 2 is at a 2 stars.
Okay. Are you done?
Are you still at 2? Or
I'm at 3 now.
okay.
For my 3 stars, I have Smile 2.
Oh, I can't wait to see that. I'm really excited.
It was
to see
good.
That.
Honestly, that might be a 3.5, because I wouldn't mind seeing it again. It was intriguing. I have The Wild Robot. And then I have Piece by Piece. I have Alien
Oh,
Romulus.
I do want to see that.
It was decent, yeah. Alien Romulus. Fall Guy.
Oh
And
shit! I still need to see that.
and Bob Marley.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to watch because I did like the actor that played him.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. But I'll just say my 3s real
yeah.
quick. My only 2 3s are The Apprentice and Godzilla X Kong.
Okay.
Yep. And then
I still
you have
want to see The
3.5s.
Apprentice too.
I do have 3.5s.
Well, I have 3.5s as well.
Okay. Well then, yeah, I'll go last for my 3.5s, but you guys go.
3.5. A Quiet Place Day 1
Okay.
and Joker 2.
Oh, I didn't rate that.
You
That's
didn't
my
rate
fault.
Quiet Place Day 1?
I didn't.
Ian, have you seen A Quiet Place Day 1?
No.
He's not gonna see it.
It's
No, I would. I've seen
I-
the first one.
I
Oh,
would,
okay.
I would watch it again. I'm actually like, after thinking about it, I'm like, maybe it could be 4 stars, but I just need to see it again.
Yeah.
I
I mean, I
don't
heard
think
some
it's
people
cool.
say it was the best in the franchise.
I mean, it is. There is a very
Uh.
touching like story, but I would
Yeah.
not say it's as good as the first one.
The first
Okay.
one is so good.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
the first
like.
one's so good.
I love the universe how they leave it up to your own imagination with the first one.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't
and
mind the explanation,
I
but-
really like the second one too.
I don't remember the second one very much.
Haven't seen it.
It's not as memorable. I'll give it that. Yeah.
The 3.5s I gave were Speak No Evil.
Haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Never heard
Oh
of it.
yeah, the James
James
McAvoy
McAvoy.
one. Yeah, I want to see
Oh,
that. Yeah.
oh, okay, okay, okay.
It reminds me of another movie that did it better this year, and I'll get to that later because it's higher up.
Okay.
But I gave Twisters a 3.5.
Ooh.
Kingdom
like
of the Planet of the
Twisters.
Apes was a 3.5 as well.
Oh yeah, I never watched that either.
Hmm
Yeah. I also gave Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes a 3.5, exact same rating, and I gave
Okay.
Wolves a 3.5.
I'm happy we agree with that 3.5, Ian.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's I don't know. Like the other, I think you could say like the second and third of that franchise is like, it could be a 4, 4.5
I
each
agree.
one of those.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kingdom just doesn't touch, unfortunately, those
It
heights.
it doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah. What about 4s for you, Zach?
4, I have Anatomy of well, sorry, actually that's 2023. Furiosa, I have a 4.
Okay.
I fell asleep. I couldn't rate it.
Oof, that was a great movie.
That just stabbed my heart.
I wasn't. I'm
Just,
sorry.
like, you
usually,
stabbed my gut and like turned the knife. right
usually
there.
I stay awake during
Ooh.
movies even when I'm tired. And I was fighting it. I got to a point where I was like,
That's how I was feeling about the Wild Robot.
I just didn't care enough. I got to a point where I was like, I'm tired.
I just wanna fall asleep.
And I feel so shitty saying that, but it's like my ticket was free. I have AMC Pass. I'm like, I'm tired.
You should watch it again when you're not tired and see how you feel about it.
I woke up, like she had a hand. I woke up again and her hand was different. I was like, okay. I was like, what? I woke up to her like beating up Chris Hemsworth in the desert, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
Hell yeah, that was a great scene.
Great
it was
scene.
a good scene. I'll say that. Yeah,
I gave Twisters 4 stars.
I respect
Okay.
that.
Alien Romulus 4 stars. And that was all my 4 stars.
Okay.
Did Twisters surprise you?
In what way?
I didn't think it'd be so good.
Well, that's wait, why? Because Twister is so fucking good,
I've never seen it.
I haven't either.
bro. Well, then like you gotta watch the first one. You can't watch the second one and not like
That's fair.
understand where it comes from.
I saw
like,
no
and I think-
trailers either.
I think Twisters is not as good as the first, but I do think, and I think it has its plot holes, but I do think that it is still a really worthwhile movie to watch.
Hmm
I really enjoyed it. But you gotta watch Twister. Twister is a classic.
I do have to watch it.
Manny, 4 stars.
I have one 4-star, and that was Deadpool and Wolverine.
Do-
Okay.
Do I have the same problem? I think I only have one 4-star, which is Deadpool and Wolverine.
Wow, I have that rated much higher.
Really? Okay.
Or maybe. Yeah. Wait, that's for your 3 stars?
No,
That's
4.
for my
4.
4.
4. We just did. We all just did our 4s.
Oh. You're right.
We
So
did
now we're on a
3.5s.
4.5.
I have
Actually, that takes up the rest of mine. I don't have any 5 stars this year. 4.5 is
Yeah, I would say the same. So this is the rest of mine too.
Dune 2,
Okay.
Civil War,
Uh huh.
Long Legs,
Okay.
and Deadpool and Wolverine.
Okay.
Nice. Manny.
I have for Dune 2. I also gave 4.5. Movie was so damn good.
Okay, so we're all in the same boat there. We all gave it a 4.5. Great.
Yeah, and then I gave Blink Twice a 4.5.
Really?
I
It was
saw
that good?
I saw that and I was like, I
Wow.
really want to see that movie.
Blink Twice was so good.
Nice.
It shocked me. It was so disturbing. It was
The
so
trailers
good.
look
Really?
good. Yeah.
It's a better version of Speak No Evil.
Interesting.
Okay.
It's like
Cool.
it's a similar like twist, but it was so much less predictable. And it was like
Right.
And
it
who
was-
directed that? Was it Zoe Kravitz?
yeah.
Okay.
I was shocked, and like, it genuinely made me look at Channing Tatum so much. I know he's just playing a role, but like, for like a week after, I was just like, I hate this guy. Like,
Ooh.
I was
Because
just
he
like,
does say
Nice.
that, like, now that everybody's dead, can we please have a conversation? And I'm just like, ooh, what the fuck
he's
happened?
so uncomfortable. Like, it just makes you go like this in your seat when you're watching
Your
it.
skin crawls, right?
Yeah, it's just,
Yeah.
and the twist makes it so much worse.
Ooh, there's a twist.
Yes, there's a twist.
Okay.
Love a good twist.
I was expecting there had to be at least one twist.
Is that all yours, Manny?
I have one more.
Okay.
Best movie of the year. Transformers 1.
Oh,
that's
right.
right. He's
5
got the
stars.
5 stars.
stars.
Five
Yeah,
star.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got
So
4
good.
movies and 4.5. Dune 2, we already said. Civil War, just like you, Zach.
I need to see
Yep.
it.
Wild Robot, I have at 4.5. And Furiosa, I have at 4.5.
You liked it a
Yeah.
little bit more than me.
I love Furiosa, dude. Like I fell in love with that movie.
It's a good movie.
It's amazing,
It's a good
Yeah.
movie.
and
It's
that's why it
good.
hurt so much when Manny fell asleep in it.
I'm so sorry, Ian.
It's okay. It's okay. I
I'm
just
so
don't think
sorry.
I just don't think you cared about the world.
I
Yet.
didn't. I
And
did
I
not.
think that helps when you watch a movie like that. When you
Yeah.
care about that world already. Yeah,
It would have done some justice.
for sure. For sure.
I've got some decent ones listed for 2022, 2023, but we don't have to go over them.
Yeah, I think that's the end for this live stream here.
Wow.
Yeah.
This was very fun.
yeah,
this
it
was fun. Okay,
Yeah.
so this came as like a just a thought that I was having like randomly. Like I feel like I miss like just having discussions about like nerd movie
Right. Just shooting the
stuff.
shit and right, whatever we want. Doesn't have to
So-
be current news.
I do think if we could do this every month
I would like to do it
at
yes,
the end of the month,
I think
Would
I
be
think
pretty
what
fun.
our schedule would be going forward is that we keep our episodes, but then
yes.
once like like we basically skip an episode 1 week and then do a live stream at the end of the month
Yeah.
and then go back to our regular episodes the next week.
Or even just continue with the normal episodes on the weekend.
Sure, yeah, I mean, and that's fair too, because like I think my thought was that this would take up a lot of our current topics, but we really just talked about anything other than current topics, which is
Exactly.
totally fine for me. So yeah, we could do both. I wouldn't be upset either doing that.
Well, we'll figure
So-
it out, but I think
Yeah,
this
Yep.
was a lot of fun.
It was
this
a
was
lot
a lot
of
of fun. Thank you for joining us, Manny. I
Of
appreciate
course.
it very
Thank you,
much.
Manny.
Anytime, anytime.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in and having fun with us.
Of course.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all.
How do we end a stream, Ian?
Just check out the rest of our channel if this is your first time being here. If this is your
Yes.
if you're watching this as a upload, then thanks for sitting for like 3 hours through this.
But do you know how to end this? Because I don't.
Yeah, you just go 1, 2, 3, bye, and then you hang up.
I mean, I can press a button and just end it. I mean,
Oh,
I
is
can
that
just
how
do
that
that.
works? Okay,
Yeah, just end
okay.
stream.
Okay,
So,
okay,
All right.
okay.
yeah.
1, 2, 3,
So
bye.
we can just say
Yeah, actually,
2, 3,
Manny,
bye, or-
you do it. Yeah, just do it. Yeah. We'll end on
Perfect.
that.
1, 2, 3, bye.
Oh, wait. We
Yeah,
can do
I
1,
ended
2,
it. I'm
3,
sorry.
bye.
I'm sorry. I ended it.
I was gonna say we can do 1, 2, 3, bye, and just do it.
I'll just